arrived.
We here, baby. What's up, man? HotepCon 2022. Second annual. It's up.
Who's going to court? Hotep. Where's she at? Did you tell her to come to passenger pickup?
It's lit. Kim, it's Hotep Jesus. We'll be back.
Yeah, we were just talking about that today. Got the balloons.
No, we flew Spirit Airline. Who flies Spirit Airline? On purpose. Who does that? You never catch me.
I've seen it.
Yo, I ain't never flying Frontier again. Jump seats. Every scene was a jump
Did I tell you about that?
Every scene was a jump seat. That hurt.
Frontier's like it's just a glorified spirit.
Didn't I just tell y'all they be having them jump seats, yo? That's what they call jump seats.
The entire plane jump seat.
Yes.
Nothing but exclusive play. You got nothing but
You?
Everybody's from Montreal. We used to play that. That was a classic.
That was a classic?
Yeah. That's a very that was a classic.
Was it?
That shit came out.
NIE.
Yeah.
No, because it was the one something that was one that was Super Thug.
Yeah, Super Thug.
Yeah, the one with
It
Big
had
Pun
the
on
one,
it.
yeah, the one with Puddle on it. That was a classic.
That was
That was a good
song
album.
in the album.
Orange, yeah, orange.
Orange was the orange drink.
Orange drink.
I'm here. It's orange drink. I can't hear you.
Oh, no. We doing bad out here, people.
The hot, yeah.
We doing
Hot
bad out
spicy or
here.
the hot?
No, that's spicy.
They gonna go on the internet, they gonna say these niggas is some fake hoteps. They not following the Dr. Sebi diet. This nigga just ordered a chicken sandwich. Canada just opened a Big Mac.
You know, this nigga just ordered sawdust with salt on it.
Hey yo, Brody, turn mine into another one.
And then
No pickles on my Big Mac.
Pause.
you seen the show Hotep's Been Told You? All right, look it up right now on your phone while I'm waiting for my food. Hotep Jesus right there. So tell all the crew. So you just waited on. You guys can use these for Hotep and told you, or we could do this high tops like we did.
Oh baby, it's so lit. It's so lit. We got our wonderful Lady Hoteps here. Frisk. This is just such a wonderful guy.
Exactly.
Shit looking professional. This is Syscoin sponsor.
Nice.
Yeah. He brought the Binance with him, so I'm gonna. Welcome. You Got two of my walls here with me. I'm in heaven right now. Move that table over to the left a little bit.
Okay.
This is
You see him finesse a little white girl out of a fresh cup of coffee and Hotep Jesus. And y'all know him, y'all love him. The card purveyor himself. Uncle Hotep, get your ass out here.
Thank you, King. Everybody, clap for the King Hotep.
Teach me how to grip. 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 Hotep and build. Y'all know the deal. We go in for real and ain't got no chill. Teach me how to grip. 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 Save the day if you not.
What I heard and what is probably true, it was invented in Tijuana, Mexico, in a restaurant called Caesar. So I always pay homage to the people that invent something in somewhere, and I like to bring some limes in because that's more Mexican than lemons. But so we're gonna mix them both to make some perfect Caesar dressing. Classic ingredient, Worcestershire sauce. My own touch to the classic Caesar, a little Tabasco.
I'd like to say that it is an absolute blessing to be in the presence of people and have you guys with me tonight. And only a female God can make something like that happen. Let's bless the hands that prepared this food, and let's bless the mouths that will enjoy this food. In Mother God's name, amen. Amen, woman, right?
Most of you will be replaced by AI, but it doesn't have to be this way. You can become AI resistant, but you will need to outperform the machines. You may not think this is possible, but it is. The infiniteness of human consciousness is more infinite than the power of the machine. You may not know how to tap into this power, but we do, and we will show you how. Join us in this journey to make the machine our servant. Most of you will be replaced by AI, but it doesn't have to be this way. You can become AI resistant, but you will need to outperform the machines. You may not think this is possible, but it is. The infiniteness of human consciousness is more infinite than the power of the machine. You may not know how to tap into this power, but we do, and we will show you how. Join us in this journey to make the machine our servant.
that Hotep Jesus dude. That Hotep Jesus dude.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep Jesus? I love that guy. He's terrific.
I'm in a bad mood today. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. So who knows what I might say today. So you're in for a wild show. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's time for the Grift Report. We're here reporting on the Grift every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome. Hit the subscribe button if this is your first time. Hit the bell if you have not yet. Get notified for when the Grift Report goes live. Got some dope content lined up for y'all this week. Some really, really dope content lined up for y'all this week. Announcements. As you already know. Oh, what the line that up. Partnered with Syscoin. HotepCon's officially partnered with Syscoin. So if you have a HotepCon ticket, they're going to give away two lucky Syscoin holders. You guys will have to get some cis in your wallet. Not to be confused with cisgender. All those shouts, all my cisgender folk.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You get to go on this lovely off-road adventure as well as dinner. HotepCon is our annual event. Hotep Nation's annual event, as many of you already know. We are involved in the homeschooling community. We assist the homeschooling community. That's what we are dedicated to do. We are a nonprofit, and that is our mission. And that's what we use our donations, our profits from merch, tickets from HotepCon, etc., grifties.com. All of that goes into the same account. I'm not paid. I don't make any money off of that. All that goes towards the mission of making homeschooling amazing, supporting that community. So, like I said, follow Patrick over on Syscoin at @OneDigitalCrypto to get involved in that. Also, we are now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can subscribe to us there. After this stream, we'll go ahead and get that up. Get you the audio version of these Grift Reports. I want to see how it's doing so far. Let's look at the numbers to see what the growth is looking like here for the Grift Report. Hold on. Let's pull it up. Bong, bong. Okay. Not too bad. All right, let's get right into it. Now, let's not cover that yet, because I'm in a bad mood, so let's go here. So, we have this gentleman here, DMW 24/7 says, day 4 on that master focus. Hotep Jesus, definitely clearing out the fog along with other lifestyle changes. Appreciate you, bro. Hotep and Bill. Another satisfied customer. Welcome. Only day 4 and it's already working for him. That's good to see. Some people have similar results. I guess it depends on how much fat you have in your body, your diet, etc., etc. The cleaner your diet, the faster Master Focus works. The more disgusting your diet, the longer it'll take because it's a detoxifier, it's a rebuilder. But as you can see right there, we got the QR code on the screen now. You can scan that and you get 30% off automatically. Also, that link does exist in the description box below. Build your brain health, get you motivated, and also clarity. Made in the USA. For details on ingredients, etc., go to trymasterfocus.com. This is my brand. Some of you have been asking, Hotep Jesus, are you just endorsing this or what's going on? No, this is my brand. I own this company. I put my hard-earned cash into this. This is mine here. Trymasterfocus.com. Go ahead and get you some, man. I suggest getting yourself the membership. You're going to save and get the most benefit that way. More bang for your buck. And those are some real testimonials you see right there. Currently, we're rated 5 stars. We got 5 stars. People are enjoying it. People are moving from other nootropics into ours. They're saying ours works better. They feel better. So, yeah, trymasterfocus.com. 30% off with the link in the description box below. Let's hop right into the Grift Report. But first, I got to toot my own horn a little bit. We got this gentleman. He said, now, some years back, I had a Saturday group, and basically it was business development / marketing. So I help people every week move their business along. So I come from a marketing background, but much of my strength comes from business development because I've developed so many businesses over the years. And this gentleman here, Paul M. Winters, he currently has 6,473 followers. He says, HJ once advised me to dump my largest client, one who was providing my company with 50% of our overall revenue. A year into COVID, no less. The problem was they ate up 80% of my time and provided 90% of my strength. We've since grown 5x. On business matters, give this man a listen.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So I remember this conversation with this guy. It was in our class, and he told me the problem. I'm like, yo, you gotta cut ties, man. I know they're paying, but sometimes if a client is more headache than what they're paying, you either got to increase what they're paying you or you got to let them go. Ain't nobody got time for them headaches. You know, the amount of time that you spend with the headache client is time taken away from finding more clients, better clients, and satisfying the current clients you have. And as you can see, he's grown 5x since we had that conversation. And sometimes you got to take a L to get a few W's. Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forward. And yeah, so I'm glad I was able to help this guy. If anybody would like any business advice, when you join this channel, there's a tier in there. There's a tier in there to get one-on-one coaching from me. So somewhere in the YouTube join section, you'll see a tier there, and the tier will tell you exactly which one comes with one-on-one coaching. And this could be relationship coaching, dating coaching, life coaching. If you just want to just kick it and crack jokes, business coaching, marketing coaching. You know, I know everything.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
But I can't help you with your math homework. So, shout out to Paul M. Winters. Congrats on the 5X business. And I can't wait to see you succeed even more. All right, enough of toot my own horn. Let's dive right into the Grift Report. Where do we start? So it's been a long weekend. In case you guys didn't know, I was on Megyn Kelly a few days ago. Maybe we should just start with that clip. Not Megyn Kelly. Oh my God. Megyn Kelly was the week before. Greg Gutfeld. I was on Gutfeld on Friday. So there was no Grift Report. I went live backstage, and Rudy the Vet Russo got a shout out from Cat. It was really good. It was really dope. I had a great time. So, you know, I guess we'll start off with a clip from the Gutfeld experience. Also, just to let you know, Trump posted, as you can see here, he posted the clip. He posted our clip from the Gutfeld show. It says, great segment, a must watch on Truth Social. So shout out to President Trump. Appreciate you. Tyrus was killing it, man. Tyrus was on fire. He was absolutely on fire. Here we go. Let's pull this clip up. So they were talking about in this clip, just to set it up, what they were talking about was Trump was basically saying we shouldn't make fun of Biden, his old age and falling down, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, you know, I'm proud of Trump for that. So let's play the clip.
Very surprised at that take, and I'm proud of him that he did that. However, me, on the other hand, you know, Jim Crow Joe, Crime Bill Joe, karma's a bitch, and he can kiss my black ass.
I had to let Joe know how I felt. I had to let him know how I felt. It was imperative. I didn't want to hold back. When they sent me the topics, because we get the topics in the morning, and you know, I try to prepare, you know, what I want to say, et cetera, et cetera. I knew it came to me right away. Like, yeah, Trump can be a good guy, but me, like, fuck Joe Biden, yo. Yeah, like he can kiss my ass. Like, now, is it wrong for them to run him? I absolutely think it's wrong for them to run him. It's actually, you know, like I said on the show, it's definitely abuse, and it's actually embarrassing as a country, and I believe the American people deserve better than what they're giving us. At this moment, I'm actually trying to send out the tweet. That's why you hear me typing and stuff. I forgot to send the promo tweet. This is what happens when you have like one lapse. This is why I tell people you have to be consistent. Because when you have one lapse, like me being out Friday and then having the weekend off, when you have one lapse, you're off of your regularly scheduled routine and start missing things like promoting your show. Like, that's pretty fucking important, wouldn't you agree? All right, that's done. Let's get that out there. All right, hit the like button, hit the share button, get this out there to your people. Let them know the ruler's back.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
All right. Like I said, I wasn't here Friday. It's a lot in the Grift bag. It's a lot in the Grift bag because I wanted to just catch up on all the things we've missed. We got people grifting let's start here. Let's just start here. Let's just get this out the way. I took my son to go see Spiderman. And I was looking for the woke shit. Couldn't find much woke stuff. But apparently, this is something I missed. There's a flag on the wall here. Gwen's room says protect trans kids. And then there's another one here where apparently if you zoom in, there's a BLM button over here on Miles's bag. There's a BLM pin on Miles's bag. So the agenda is definitely in Spider-Man. It's Disney. You know, this is what we can expect. You know, I don't even know what to say about this stuff anymore because I just want to go and enjoy the movie, man, and just have a good time without having to worry about explaining to my kids what Marxism is and what cultural subversion is. And this is, I mean, the Disney movies have been doing subliminals for the longest. I remember when I was in high school, they were showing how in The Lion King, the word sex was written from like dust particles or something like that. And then actually, I believe it was The Little Mermaid, the king or whatever gets an erection when he sees Ariel or something like that. So this isn't the first time they've snuck stuff into, you know, Disney cartoons and movies. There's a trend of Disney doing this stuff. And I wish we could just enjoy the movie without, you know, implanting these subliminal messages in children's minds. It's actually really sad that we have to experience this. But without, being too depressing, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fantastic. I thought there were a lot of different layers in the movie. I think my favorite part of the movie is the animation. Animation was amazing. How the different characters go through different emotions and how the background colors are matching their emotions. I just thought it was a absolute masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. It was very well produced. If the people could just stop, putting the agenda in there, we could actually fully enjoy it and not feel bad about giving Disney our money for taking the kids to go see it. And you tell your kids, hey, the cultural subversion in the movie, and they're gonna go, Dad, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. I want to go see Spider-Man, bro. So you kind of got to take them to go see it and then explain to them what Marxist cultural subversion is at the after it's all said and done. Sad that this is it, but and I think this is why we got to produce our own films, man. We got to really start producing our own films and have some sort of counter propaganda. Speaking of counter propaganda, it's StrongDadJune. Shout out to our strong dads out there. StrongDadJune's been going really strong. Shout out to Strong Dad Protocol at the Strong Dad on Twitter. He's been holding it down. Let's go back in the grift bag because apparently StrongDadJune has been grifted. Now, I'm not mad at this. You know what I've said in the past. If somebody grifts off of me and what I did with the grift was positive for the world, then so be it. Or maybe just great minds think alike. So we go here and we look at Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has decided to counter Pride Month by launching Family Pride Month, which will instead promote traditional family. Now, I have to put my tinfoil kufi on really fast. What if the Prime Minister and the Illuminati and the lizard people saw StrongDadJune and said, wait a second, they're on to something, but we can't allow them to prop up men. We have to balance this thing out and instead change it to Family Pride Month. What if she's the ops? What if she's the ops? Now, apparently, it's also Men's Health Month. I didn't know that. Men's Health Month. Let's go here. So, apparently, if you look here, June is actually Men's Health Month. I didn't know that. Not until recently. Learn something new every day. As you can see there, Men's Health Month is June. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So in a way, we grifted off of a grift that already existed. But then I started thinking about this and I said, wait a second. How come nobody knew this? And we talked about last week how Father's Day was the 20th most popular holiday. So what is it with men being stunted, our growth being stunted, being attacked, feminized, et cetera, et cetera? What's going on? How come we didn't know? And then why did they put Rainbow Month in place of Men's Health Month? Well, I'll say this. To all of the trans women out there, it's Men's Health Month. Make sure you get your prostate checked out. Let's go back in the grift bag. We're going to run through these topics. Open up phone lines, 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. It's a grifty Monday. It's a grifty Monday. All right, let's go here. Let's just go here. Let's just get this over with. Now last week I was telling you guys about how the black feminist left viewed black men, and then somebody pulled this up. This black woman on YouTube here. What's her name? Cynthia G. Yeah, I do remember that name. Cynthia G. If aborting black males isn't the solution, what is? And this person responded to this. He said, black men got to realize no one in this world got our back like black women do. And in response, they posted this. Now, I would not conflate Cynthia G with black women. I think the first guy is right. Black women tend to have the black man's back. For the most part, that's what I've seen. I've experienced this. I've seen it. Black women have had my back, still do have my back. And I absolutely adore and love black women. Now she says here, if, aborting black males isn't the solution, what is? And I said this in the past, I think when women are unattractive, this is the type of rhetoric we get, or if they've gone through some sort of pain, either from their father or some previous partner who has abused them or hurt their heart in some sort of way, this tends to be their reaction to it all. This is their emotional response. This is how they're responding to pain, either pain of not being desired by men or being hurt by men, or a combination of both. And we saw a lot of this coming out of the black left, also as a response to Hotepism. And, we're going to get into some cultural subversion via the FBI and their informants in just a bit. But I want you to remember this when we go into that segment on cultural subversion with the FBI and their agents and their informants and their plants. I want you to remember this instance here from Cynthia G. She's not the only one. I believe Feminista Jones might be another character. Jemele Hill participates a little bit. And, writers at the root who said black men are the white people of black people, et cetera, et cetera. So this is the type of rhetoric we have dealt with in the past, where horseshoe theory, where you go so far left, you end up far right. And then you have the far right, your white nationalists who go so far left, go so far right, they end up left. For example, here we have this woman who wants the extermination of black men. That is a far right talking point. And the far right posting pictures of or videos of white people being attacked by black people, have, taken on this moniker of a victim, have gone so far right they've ended up left. A basic horseshoe theory. So let's go back in the grift bag. And like I said, we're going to revisit this thought in just a moment. But let's go here really fast since we brought this up. Jemele Hill is out at Spotify after daring the company to pay her or another black host $100 million to match Joe Rogan. Spotify said no. This is just weird. I guess you can call this weaponizing race victimization. It's like, hey, I'm a victim. We can hold you ransom. It's like cultural ransom, basically saying, hey, Spotify, if you don't pay me as a black person what you paid a white man, then, I'm going to use my digital Bolsheviks to intimidate you, maybe intimidate some of your advertisers and try to hit your pockets. And, I understand the conversation of liberation of black people and inequality and all of that bullshit. This ain't it, though. This ain't that. Joe Rogan's one of my homies, and he's done great work to raise his profile and create the greatest podcast on the planet. And to say Jemele Hill, somebody who couldn't keep her job, I believe it was at Fox or whatever that station was, somebody who frankly just hasn't garnered much attention, or I should say valid attention, where you're not playing victim, where you just go out and spread a good word, a good message. I can't say she deserves $100 million. it's probably, Spotify would probably lose money, placing that bet on her. What kind of content is she going to create other than divisive content? I sure as hell don't want to hear it. I don't want Spotify to give her $100 million so she can alienate black men and make me out to be the enemy. If you ask me, she's a white supremacist. She's a black white supremacist. And no, I'm glad she didn't get this deal, because the last thing we need is more of these black female leftists getting a large microphone, a loud microphone. As Rudy the Vet Russo talks about, the wrong people got the megaphones. And she's one of those people with the megaphone. And I really, frankly, don't want to hear from her. She was so terrible at what she did. Not only did she lose her job, but Michael Smith lost his job because of her. Because they had a show together, and she ran her mouth, and they were like, yo, Mike, you guys had a show together, you both got to go. And we haven't heard from him since, at least I haven't. All because she wants to play victim. Meanwhile, she's riding around in sports cars. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We're going to talk about all the people running for president. But first, let's talk about this relationship situation here. Blueface posted this tweet. He said, Blueface speaks on cheating in relationships. He says, if Beyonce got cheated on, Bid, you getting cheated on. Do y'all agree with Blue? Let's put this in the chat. I'm going to put this in the chat. I just want to see what y'all going to say real fast while I give my thoughts. If Beyonce is getting cheated on, does that mean your chick should expect to be getting cheated on? Let's see here. Let's put the poll up. And you guys can weigh in the comments if you're watching the replay. Let's see. Did that poll go up? Do you agree, disagree, yes or no? Now, damn, that jumped up to yes really fast. Shout out to Michael. Michael just copped a subscription to Master Focus. Welcome to the family. Okay, we got no. No is winning right now. No is winning right now. It's kind of close, though. 53% saying no. Oh, man. If Beyonce getting cheated on, you getting cheated on. Now, as a serial cheater myself, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm an expert on this topic.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, man, it's split. Damn, now it's 50-50. Now it's yes, 50-50. No, 54%. Oh, my God, the chat. 55% saying no. It's close. It's close. Here's what I'll say. Let's first speak on Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce. Okay? I always imagined Jay-Z dating Beyonce way before Jay-Z dated Beyonce, because when I think about people who are super successful, I always think they have to date other super successful people. You can't date down. It's really hard to do that. Especially when you have, bimbos out here looking to take advantage of you, divorce grape you. What do you call them? Groupies and gold diggers? Groupies and gold diggers. So you can't play down there. You got to play with somebody who actually isn't dating you for your money, but maybe dating you because you have the status to rival theirs. And that's why I always imagined Beyonce and Jay-Z getting together. When they got together, I told my friends, told you so. But I never imagined them being together romantically. I always thought it was a business move and great for the brand. And I always thought of marriage as more of a power play than a romantic play. For myself, I never imagined myself getting married. to someone because of love. I always thought I'd get married because of, hey, we need to create this union between your family and mine because we're both powerful. This is how I view marriage, as more of a power play. So when I heard that, he cheated, and another thing, I remember having a discussion with someone who said, Jay-Z would never cheat on Beyonce. And I said, oh, you really think so, huh? I doubt that. I highly doubt that. That's Jay-Z, and he can have any woman he wants, damn near, and he will absolutely cheat on Beyonce, and she's not going to go anywhere. And that's exactly what happened. Mostly because I don't think this is truly a romantic relationship. There may have been some romance, there may have been some love, but this relationship is not rooted in love. It's rooted in power. The Beyonce and Jay-Z relationship, in my opinion, I believe is rooted in power, and it makes sense. I think it's a fabulous business move. It's a fabulous power move, and it's a way to secure your legacy. That being said, when you think of somebody like Blueface here, the gentleman on your left, and his baby mom, Krishan Rock, they've been having a very rocky relationship. I believe they are now separated. She's pregnant with his baby, and things aren't going too well with that situation. Last time I saw, he was with a bunch of women taking pictures. None of them actually seemed like high quality women. But I'm going to go ahead and say I agree with Blueface. If Jay-Z is cheating on Beyonce, it makes sense for Blueface to cheat on somebody he dates, because both of these people are music artists. And they can't just date anybody. They have to date either other powerful people or people lesser than. Gods dating mortals. So gods can date gods, and sometimes gods cheat on other gods because, well, there's no romance there. It's all rooted in power. But if a god is dating a mortal, he's going to need a few mortals to satisfy his desires, right? He's the breadwinner. He's the high value man, right? So Blueface being the high value man, I would expect him to cheat, mostly because it's Blueface. And I don't imagine a young man of his age having the wherewithal and the experience to pick a good woman. I don't know if he knows how to discriminate and scrutinize. These are things that come with experience. So what is his vetting process? When you're a young man like that, your vetting process is based upon a woman's physical appearance, and you're not really looking, for anything beyond that. Often, not all the time, often you're thinking with your lower head. So I would imagine the same thing happening here with this gentleman named Blueface. So he's going to date low quality women. He was complaining. He's saying his baby mama's pregnant and she's on stage twerking. Well, that's what you should expect when you date low quality women. And I hate to talk about people's baby mamas and all of that. And, this is no diss to Krishan because she's a young girl. She's influenced by this, debauched hip hop culture, and, showing your ass is the thing to do now, and has been for some time, but it's just way worse now. So she's really a victim of her environment, and I feel bad for her that she feels she has to live her life like that. And I think at some point she's going to gain some experience and come out of that. But Blueface is right. If you're dating low-quality women, you should expect to cheat on them, and they should expect to be cheated on. When a woman is low quality, she should expect to get cheated on. Now, how does a woman know if she's low quality or not? Well, if you're low quality, you probably won't know you're low quality. That's a very rare trait. If you're low quality and you know you're low quality, either you're being really honest with yourself or you're actually on your way to becoming high quality. Now, most low quality women will lie to themselves, or because of the things that they possess, think of themselves as being high quality. For example, a stripper, a porn star, a woman with many operations who makes herself look good. Women who naturally look good, women who lead with their body, and as a result have attained some sort of financial status. These women think they're high quality women. They're not. These are low quality women. just is what it is. So a high quality woman is going to be in her divine feminine. She's going to be a very godly woman. She's not going to be the type to lead with her body. She's going to be the type to lead with her mind. And when you have a woman who leads with their mind and not leads with her body, not to say she should neglect her body, because she definitely shouldn't. She should definitely care about her appearance. She should definitely try to look her best. She should definitely try and be sexy. But there's a difference between being sexy and being a whore. In fact, there's a thin line between sexy and being a whore.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So in blue faces, people are agreeing or disagreeing. They're arguing this. I would expect Blueface, because he's a young man, he doesn't know how to scrutinize, he doesn't know how to discriminate, he doesn't know how to vet women yet. I would expect him to be with low quality women, and therefore when a man is with a low quality woman, he tends to cheat. Now, my thing is, that's not the right way to even operate. What I believe is, if you're going to be dating lower quality women, you have to tell them the truth. Look, I'm going to be with you, but I'm going to be with her too. That is the way you need to operate. You need to tell your women, look, I got a woman, and the woman that you got, you need to tell her, I'm going to acquire other women. And when you operate like that, that's not cheating, right? Cheating is when you do these things out of dishonesty, all right? And now, not all people can operate like this because, well, some people just can't handle the truth. And sometimes you just can't tell a mortal that they're mortal. They just won't understand it. Sometimes you can't tell low quality people they're low quality people. You'll absolutely like shatter their desire. They'll even think like you're the bad guy. Like, wow, what do you think you are? You think you're better than me and all this other stuff? And it's like, well, I'm not better than you. It's just that I'm trying my best to live up to my full potential, and you don't even understand that concept. So, you could even tell, you can tell people, what it is, and they just won't see it for what it is. Anyway, let's go back in the Grift bag. Enough about that. This is the Grift Report. We're here daily, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Let's go right here. So we got Tweety Montgomery says, I thought they were about fighting for black rights. Now, I went on the
drag queen and LGBT.
I went on the Megyn Kelly show 2 weeks ago, and I told her that the ulterior motive for BLM was what? The ulterior motive for BLM was to Trojan horse the LGBT agenda. Now, here is this guy. You guys remember him from a few weeks ago. Is that his name? Justin Jones? Last night, Tennessee's extreme drag show ban was struck down and ruled unconstitutional by a Trump-appointed federal judge. Tried to tell my Republican colleagues when they introduced it on the House floor, but yet they had to find out. Happy Pride, y'all. So let's take a look at this video here.
I want to quote a drag queen, an LGBTQ activist, and an icon from the Stonewall Uprising, Marsha P. Johnson, who stated, how many years does it take for people to see that we're all brothers and sisters and human beings in the human race? You may not agree with going to drag shows. No one's forcing you to go. But don't try and erase a whole identity of people because of hatred and bigotry in your heart. We are constitutionally sworn and take an oath to vote against any legislation that is injurious to the people. Attacks on freedom of expression are injurious to the people. Violating constitutional rights, injurious to the people. Scapegoating and instigating violence against a group of people, injurious to the people. And so I urge my colleagues.
Wait, what?
The people. Violating constitutional rights, injurious to the people. Scapegoating and instigating violence against a group of people, injurious to the people.
Instigating violence. I'm going to just let that one slide because maybe he knows something I don't.
People. And so I urge my colleagues, I know your leadership has told you to vote on this bill, but vote according to what you know is right. I want to quote.
So you remember him. This is the guy a few months back. Everybody's complaining because he had code switched between this voice, a black voice, and then a preacher's voice or something like that. But like I said before, BLM was the Trojan horse for the rainbow agenda. Some people weren't hip to that. We exposed that a while ago. But, they always use black people to carry out many of the cultural subversion of our great nation. And you know, if you're black, you know, you got to be gay. You know, those are just the rules now. You know, gay is the new black, and I've tweeted that in the past, and people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And you know, now you know people are starting to see this. You know, quite late, but you know, Hotep's been told you. So with that being said, let's go right into here. Let's play this clip. I want to get his name first of all. This is I watched this a while ago. William O'Neill. Yeah, that's his name. I believe this is William O'Neill. Hold on, let me just make sure. Let me just verify. And if you haven't, you should definitely actually no, this isn't. No, this is Darthur Perry Black. No, Darthur Perry. This is Darthur Perry. But William O'Neill is the other one. So I suggest watching both of those interviews. I know William O'Neill offed himself after his interview. But let's go into this. FBI informant. This guy subverted the Black Panther Party and has a lot to say here. So let's dive into this.
You also were active in the infiltration of many cultural groups. Before we go into that step by step, how much research and study did the FBI engage in of black culture in the late 60s?
A great amount.
Give me an idea.
From the thing is, I can, they have a file on every type of magazine that blacks read. They have a file on the music. Music, dance.
I know they got a file on the Hoteps.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Theater, actors, comedians, you name it, man.
YouTubers.
And they would actually study these different...
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
What would they do with music?
To understand the people, you have to understand the culture. To infiltrate, you have to understand. You had a lot of so-called white liberals that were infiltrating the so-called black groups.
Did y'all hear what he just said? Let me rewind that for the people in back.
To understand the people, you have to understand the culture. To infiltrate, you have to understand. You had a lot of so-called white liberals that were infiltrating the so-called black groups.
You heard it? White liberal infiltrating black groups. Look how old this is. This is the Black Panther Party, man. They been infiltrating black groups. This ain't new. This ain't new.
Using the information that they had gathered from the studies of blacks.
You mean just to understand the behavior pattern of our people?
Oh, yeah. I can, Will Heaton could name out some jams of Miles Davis that I hadn't even heard of. He could name off some books that I hadn't even read pertaining to black culture.
Did you ever see agents actually studying the music of...
Yes, yes.
This reminds me of Peter Rosenberg out of Hot 97. Like, he knows all types of, like, crazy hip-hop facts. I'm like, how do you even know that? You know what I'm saying? Really weird.
Yes, I've seen them going over even video portion of cultural events. The understanding, like when, you have an organization like Leroy Jones' Black House. You remember that? Okay, Leroy Jones's place, which was done on the thing of tribalism. That's where I first heard the word Kintu, Mantu, Huntu, Hentu. These words of the African continuum. I learned that from an agent. He ran it down to me. They make in-depth studies of the personalities of the people they're dealing with too, culturally. It always helps when it's a thing of You can take their culture and use it against them.
How large would you say an extensive a collection on our culture would you say?
It's a thing of, you can take their culture and use it against them.
Did you hear that?
Culturally, it always helps. It's a thing of, you can take their culture and use it against them.
You can take their culture and use it against them. BLM been the ops.
How large would you say an extensive a collection on?
Now remember I showed you that feminist, that black feminist chick, right? So keep her in mind as you listen.
Our culture, would you say the FBI has? Would you rate it as large as a particular library, like the Schomburg Library in Harlem? Or
I would rate it better. I would rate it better, and the fact is that they go into details that we probably would overlook. Will Heaton used to meet me in different places, you know. Will Heaton, that was one of my supervising agents. There is a certain bar in the Los Angeles area where people into black cultural things met, and Will Heaton used to meet me there. And he would go into very long and tiring conversations with some very articulate brothers about culture, African culture, and Afro-American culture.
Tell me about some of the cultural organizations that you infiltrated and what you did.
PASLA, Mafunde, Watts Writers Workshop, which they had.
The Watts Writers Workshop?
Yes. Watts Writers Workshop, which was one of the oldest established black writers workshop.
That place was burned down.
Yeah. The Bureau had it burnt down.
How do you know that?
I know because I participated. I did the arson.
You burned down the Watts Writers?
Yes.
Why did they want it to go?
He burnt it down.
At the time...
When you look at the black community today, you wonder why it's in the mess it is. I want you to just think about this clip.
Funding had been cut to the workshop, had been cut out. But
all groups that try to organize, FBI is going to put a plan in and try to subvert them, especially when they're highly effective.
It looked like there was...
Today, they don't have to do that. You know, today they just downrank you in the algorithm on YouTube.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
There was a possibility of a grant being given back to the...
Or they censor you on Twitter or Instagram. That's what they do now.
Workshop. And if there was no theater, there would be no grant.
How did you do it?
2 cans of kerosene, a Purex bottle, gasoline, and a flare, highway flare.
Why didn't you use more sophisticated stuff?
Oh, no. No. You're never overly sophisticated. It's too obvious. This way you make it look like,
we got
you know, maybe somebody in the neighborhood that got kicked out of theater at one time got mad and came and burned the damn theater up, that kind of thing.
But you were involved in this theater? I mean, did it get to you at all what you were...
Hey, man, that got to me a great deal. I love that theater. I built the stage.
You built the stage?
Oh, yeah. When I got to the workshop, the stage that had been... The original stage that had been built needed an extension on it. The original part of the stage was in terrible condition. They had no lighting system. I put the lighting system in myself. I put the stage in myself. And that was a stage, man. And that was a theater. It's a nice theater.
Who was the director of that workshop?
Harry Dolan.
Harry Dolan. Some very, very well-known artists supported that workshop, gave money to it.
Some very well-known artists came out of the Watts Writers Workshop. You know, Glenn Tubman, Yaphet Kotto. Sidney Poitier used to come down there and give a class. Sammy Davis Jr. used to come down there all the time. Quincy Jones used to come there and give music classes. We had our own 8-track studio setup for sound. We had our own sound room there.
Was part of your other activities and responsibilities to study the profiles of celebrities who were supportive of organizations?
Now, you got to keep this in mind when we're thinking about athletes and entertainers and how their messages are either suppressed or spread. That's how you want to look at this next portion of the interview.
Definitely, and especially, like I said, psychological backgrounds, weaknesses and strengths. Did he have a weakness for blondes? Did he have a weakness for money? Did he snort cocaine? Did he smoke marijuana? They even get into, and that's one thing the Bureau loves is their sexual background. They have files and files on different blacks, not only celebrities, but a lot of others, sexual activity.
What would they do with this information?
Oh, that's used as a weakness.
So they would feed to these weaknesses?
Yes.
Did you see that happen?
Oh, yes. Doc Holliday, who is one of the leaders of the BGF, Black Gorilla Family, which is a prison gang in the California state prison system. Upon his release from prison, a certain sister made herself known to him at a nightclub, whereupon he moved in with her, and she picked up names, telephone numbers, information, that kind of thing. That lasted for a good 3.5 months.
Was this an unusual thing, or did this happen often?
No, that happens all the time.
Did you yourself get in? The cultural organizations that you infiltrated and what you did?
PASLA, Mafunde, Watts Writers Workshop.
So this is how the FBI sabotaged Black America.
As far back,
looks like this was posted 8 years ago, back when YouTube was great. How the FBI sabotaged Black America. You guys can go watch that on YouTube on your own time. You can see it right there on your screen, how the FBI sabotaged. And for my audio listeners, it looks like the name of this account is Winborn EB. Winborn EB. So you guys can go check that out. I mean, if you're a Hotep, this stuff is basic. This is basic bitch knowledge for a Hotep. We've long known about the cultural subversion, created by the FBI, and we've told people about this in the past. And I think the latest instance we saw is not only BLM, but the gross attack on Hotep. And I got to tell you, we threw a monkey wrench in that plan. We threw a huge monkey wrench in that plan because what they want to do is they want to minimize, quote unquote, black movements. They want to minimize, quote unquote, a black messiah. And through that is controlling language. We're going to go into a clip in just a moment here from Uncle Hotep about the word woke. But another word they tried to steal from us was Hotep. And we were able to grab that one and protect it and bring it to mainstream media through some clever tactics by yours truly. So let's go to that clip from Uncle Hotep. Hold on, let me bring that up on your screen. I've been studying cultural subversion, for very, since I was a kid. My dad has been teaching me about cultural subversion. And so I am not new to this tweet today at all. So let's go here. And I'm glad I could be a part of history and help preserve some good black history. So Patriot J reposted Uncle Hotep's video, says white people really stole woke from black folks. Let's go to that video. I put out a tweet today. This is from Hotep's Been Told You, our show every Thursday at 8 p.m. If you're a new listener, welcome.
The white liberal stealing woke from the Hoteps is one of the biggest crimes of humanity. the white leftist, white liberal stealing woke from Hoteps is worse than slavery.
Now, remember we showed you in a clip from the FBI situation where the white liberal was infiltrating. So, as you can see, Uncle Hotep is reiterating something from 60s, 70s. Now, I don't know about that, but...
See, he about to do it again, chat. I'm about to give it to him again. Pause. I'm about to do it to him again. Pause. He'll know. I don't know about that. It might not be worse than slavery. Hell yeah, it is. The white liberal stealing woke from us is slavery.
Okay, explain.
He taking your mind. He took your mind. You had a word. You had your own definition for it. White liberal says, oh, that's nice. He look in the Negro brain, grab the word. Oh, I wanted to mean this. He put it back in the Negro brain. And guess what? You saying what he's saying. It's worse than slavery.
You understand?
It's absolutely worse. What is you talking about, dog? The old Jedi mind trick.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
And now you got all these Negroes talking about woke. Woke never meant what it means today.
That's true.
I'm trying to tell these people that woke never meant that shit.
That's true.
They talking about social equality. No,
it didn't mean that. That's not what it meant.
Woke back in the day is like, yo, we need to get on our ding, get our own shit.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
I don't know about building 7 with stay woke.
Right? This diversity what is it? Diversity,
equity and inclusion.
Equity and inclusion is coming from the establishment.
Correct.
If you are woke, you didn't trust the establishment. You didn't trust the establishment for anything.
Facts.
So how can that be woke? Because the white liberal took, just like Latin. See, and this is where everybody else is tougher than us. White liberal tried to get Latinx. He was like, Latinx, dude. It's not Latina, it's Latinx. The man said, man, go to fucking hell. They said, go no to hell and ain't. But us? No, woke don't mean that. Jamal, woke means this. Yeah, boss. Yes, boss. That's what it means. That's what it went down.
Yeah, you can't even stay woke no more. You're right.
One of the biggest, I'm telling you, it's worse than slavery. That's meant locking your body and taking your mind is two different things, man. Your boy Ho said it.
Lock my body, can't trap my mind.
Lock my body, can't trap my mind.
Easily explain why we adapt to crime.
There you go.
Try to live enormous. No, you're right. I remember a time where, I would say something like, they're trying to control the food supply. Stay woke. I wouldn't take that shot if I was you. Stay woke.
If Jamie Foxx was woke, he'd be all right now.
Real woke. So another classic clip from Uncle Hotep. Don DeMarco from Uncle Hotep. A lot of people don't know that, especially on the right. They saw this woke thing and it kind of got co-opted. We lost control of the word woke. Did I save that? There's a thread where some dude tried to explain. I'm not gonna even try and find it because it's not worth my time. It's not worth your time. So yeah, today, woke means something completely different. Now woke is, the left and Marxism, et cetera, et cetera. That's what it is now. Let's change gears here a bit. Let's go here.
Indicate.
We got Senator Tim Scott goes to The View. I'd love to go on The View, actually. I'd love to go on The View. I don't know why. I think just because it'd be fun. I don't know. Let's see.
You have indicated that you don't believe in systemic racism. What is your definition of systemic racism?
Let me answer the question that you've answered.
Or does it even exist in your mind?
Let me answer the question this way. One of the things I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm on the show, is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous, offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception.
All right, so I want to stop right there and say I disagree with Senator Tim Scott. I disagree, and I want you to hear back what he said, so I can explain this to you.
And exist in your mind.
Let me answer the question this way. One of the things I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm on the show, is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous offense.
We're talking about here is exceptionalism, being exceptional. And I get what he's saying. Now, I think it's detrimental to the growth of a child when you try to make it a race thing. Like, oh, because you're black, you have to be exceptional. I think it's better to say, as a human being, if you want to be successful, you have to be exceptional. Also, success is subjective. It doesn't look the same for some people. For some people, going to work a 9-to-5, retiring at 60 and getting your pension is successful. For other people, that's not successful. That is really a judgment call that everyone has to make. And I'm not going to sit up here and make that call for you guys or anybody else on what you deem successful. That is completely subjective. For some people, it's being a gardener and making $30,000 a year and just being happy. I can't tell you that's not successful. However, what I would say is, if you want to be successful or hyper successful, like a Senator Tim Scott, because frankly, it's really difficult to become a senator. You have to be exceptional to become a senator in the United States of America in some form or fashion. Either your parents have exceptional bank accounts and an exceptional legacy, or you have to do something exceptional, like go to law school and, whatever it takes to become a senator, right? Make your connections, network, drink baby's blood or whatever the fuck it is that they do. But there is some level of exception that has to occur. Now, what I would say is, and I explain this to my sons, we pulled up to the football field, and it was empty. The park was completely empty. And I wanted to show them, I said, it's actually not hard to be successful, because as you can see here, these are open fields, plenty of room, plenty of space, but nobody's utilizing it. You're the only one here getting that extra practice in, getting that extra run in. So it's not hard to be exceptional, because most people don't want to do the extra work, but you do have to be the exception as a human being, as an American, not as a black American, not as a young man, not as a young woman, as a human being. If you do exceptional things, you will have hyper success. Not everybody's going to get up and work out. In fact, you'll be part of a minority, what I call sometimes the new 1%. You're a minority if you wake up and you work out every day. You're a minority if you pay attention to your diet. You're a minority if you self-educate. You're a minority if you invest. All these different things make you an exception, and they make you an exceptional person. So this is why I disagree with Senator Tim Scott, although I get what he's saying is you don't want to tell that to a child based upon his race. I would remove race and just say, hey, you do want to be exceptional if you want to be successful. Otherwise, you sort of fall into the pack with everybody else, and your life is in somebody else's hands. But let's let Tim Scott rock.
Offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception. I will tell you that if my life is the exception, I can't imagine.
But it is.
But it's not actually. It's
been 114 years.
Yeah. So the fact of the matter is, we've had an African American president, African American vice president. We've had 2 African Americans to be secretaries of the state. In my home city, the police chief is an African American who's now running for mayor. The head of the highway patrol for South Carolina is
He's naming all exceptional people, keep in mind. All these people are exceptional. They all had to be the exception. They all had to deviate from the norm to become what they are, especially the police chief.
African American in 1970.
Ben Carson. I mean, Ben Carson, you know, how many firsts does he have underneath his belt? Ben Carson's not your average individual. Wasn't he like some sort of brain surgeon or something like that? Like the first successful brain surgeon or something?
1975, there was about 15% employment in the African American community for the first time in the history of the country. It's under 5%.
40% homelessness.
And 50%
of African Americans.
50% of the folks in our community.
Yet 13% of the population.
Did you hear what she just said? I want you to pay attention to what she just said. Listen right here.
5%.
40% homelessness.
And 50%
of African Americans.
50% of the folks in our community.
Yet 13% of the population.
Did you hear what she just said? She just said 13 and 50. Oh my God, this is why they can't let a brother like me on the show. I'd have been like, damn, you sound like a white supremacist. That's a 13 and 50 talking point you just pulled out right there. She just said 13 and 50. She really just said 13 and 50. Now, if a white nationalist would have came on the show and would have said 1350, she'd have said that's a racist trope. Meanwhile, she's purporting the same racist tropes. Basically saying, of the homeless people, approximately 40% of them are black people. Okay. How much of the black population is homeless? Give me that stat. And you'll find that we might over-index based upon other races. But it doesn't seem so large in compared to this 40% number she throws out there, compared to being 13% of the population. But she just said 13 and 50. When I heard that, I was like, wow.
Ask the question. I know that I've watched you on the show that you like people to be deferential and respectful, so I'm going to do the same thing. True. So here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest the fact of the matter is that progress in America is palpable. It can be measured in generations. I look back at the fact that my grandfather, born in 1921 in Sally, South Carolina, when he was on a sidewalk, a white person was coming, he had to step off and not make eye contact. That man believed then, with some doubt now, in the goodness of America, because he believed that having faith in God, faith in himself, and faith in what the future could hold for his kids would unleash opportunities in ways that you cannot imagine. Every kid today can look, just change the stations and see how much progress has been made in this country. ABC, NBC, CBS, ESPN, CNN, Fox News all have African American and Hispanic hosts. So what I'm suggesting is that
now these changes, I don't know if these changes can be attributed to progress. I would not attribute these changes to progress. I would attribute these changes to capitalism. Basically saying, look, we need to capitalize on our current population and the way people think and act and include more black faces. This is why capitalism is great. You see, prior to, what we had was racism that said, let's keep all these jobs for white people. And you didn't see many black faces on TV. But capitalism made it necessary because of the market to include black faces. So I would not say we're making progress as far as racial lines and barriers and racism. Really what we have is capitalism and people wanting to capitalize on black attention and make money on black attention. I would not call that progress because much of what is coming out of the media is hot garbage. So if you put black faces on TV in order to feed them garbage, you're like the same FBI informant subverting the culture.
Yesterday's exception is today's rule. And for us to suggest...
America has met its promise.
No, of course, the concept of America...
America has not kept its promise. America has not kept its promise to Americans, and it hasn't for a really long time, mostly because of the things that were implemented during 1913, mostly because of segregation and then and then forced integration, and then now the cultural subversion. Also, a lot of the regulation, we're going to get into crypto later, a lot of the regulation, SEC, is ruining lives. So yeah, no, America has not kept their promise at all.
Is that we are going to become a more perfect union. But in fact,
and the funny thing is, what some people will say is, hey, if you don't like America, why don't you move to another country? You know, it's not good in another country compared to America. And what I always tell people is those countries are nations and America is an anti-nation. And if you look at those nations, they've always had some close proximity or some sort of conflict with Great Britain, a European nation, or America, where, again, you'll have political, economic, and cultural subversion, either by Charlie Indigo, Alpha, FIBA, or the International Monetary Fund. And these things are the reasons why other nations, for example, when you're dealing with things like the brain drain, other nations are not palpable, and you have America, such a great country, because, well, we siphon power from other countries in order to make America powerful.
The challenges that we face 50 years ago and 60 years ago should not be the same challenges that we face today. And here's the way that you measure that. When my mother was born, about 10% of African Americans got a high school degree, diploma. Today, it's over 90%.
Now, he talks about this high school degree. I would argue that his mother's generation is probably smarter than the current generation. This generation is probably more knowledgeable because of the internet and access to information, et cetera, et cetera. But as far as pure common sense, this new generation is the one that's pushing all the cultural Marxism. And also we have to take a look at, you know, the Rockefeller-funded education system designed to subvert the minds of young individuals. We have to look at the Brown versus Board of Education, as taught by Thaddeus Russell, when he talks about teaching black children culture, right? And basically assimilating them to the way of the white liberal. This is what Brown versus the Board of Education is, so that we can zap the minds of black children. So when he says, you know, they're graduating at higher rates of high school, what they're basically saying is there's a higher rate of indoctrination. There's a higher rate of brainwashing. There's a higher rate of mind control, to dumb it down.
When you look at the income success that we've had.
HBCU stat.
Well, listen, HBCU stat is a good one, because one of the reasons why I took the funding for HBCUs to the highest level in the history of the country, and then I helped make it permanent.
Now, it's a great talking point to say that, you know, you can't call me racist because I sent all this money to black universities, but these same black universities are the same universities that are, centers for Marxism. Let's show this. Let's put this on the screen, and then we'll open up phone lines in a little bit. 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. Oh, I fucking hate Brave. Right here, if you look at this, put this on your screen, you see here, spoke about this last week, Miss Laura Spelman Rockefeller. In 1884, name changes to Spelman Seminary in honor of Miss Laura Spelman Rockefeller and her parents Harvey Buell and Lucy Henry Spelman, longtime activist in the anti-slavery movement. So as you can see here, Spelman was named after a Rockefeller. You can see right here, it was incorporated in 1888 at Spelman College in honor of Laura Spelman Rockefeller, wife of John D. Rockefeller. So Rockefeller not only funds the educational system in America, but also you can see a large influence at an HBCU. Let's go back.
Is because I believe that education is the closest thing to magic in America. So I'm about making sure that our kids have as many opportunities to succeed as possible. It's one of the reasons why
I need an opportunity to succeed because I have to go to they're begging. They're begging.
Am I getting any warnings? No warnings? Oh, wow. No warnings from YouTube. Interesting. So after this, they go to the break. I have to give it to Whoopi. She seemed quite amicable in this segment. I'm not sure what happened in other later segments, but at this point, she at least seems to be hearing out Senator Tim Scott. So maybe she has some modicum of respect for him.
I'm just getting started. I believe all people can see the success that I've had.
Now I want you to notice he did the code switch thing. He did the Martin Luther King, pastor code switch. Obviously jokingly, but I just wanted to point that out.
I'm just getting started. I believe all people can see the success that I've had.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So Whoopi seemed amicable with Senator Tim Scott, which I thought was revealing and interesting. And I wonder why that is. And she seemed quite content and, listening. She was listening. She was very attentive. So I wonder what that's about. Anyway, let's go back in the grift bag. We got more grift in here for y'all. I was going to cover that, but I don't feel like covering that. What is this? We did that. Let's go here. Let's talk about, who's this guy? Joey Manarino? Manarino. So he says here, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. This is heartbreaking. We used to have some level of civilization in our society. Imagine walking a dog in this neighborhood. Imagine parking a car in this neighborhood. Imagine raising a child in this neighborhood. Then they wonder why urban decay continues. Then you wonder how the residents of this city are going to vote again for Democrat mayor, even when David O'Philly is an option. The media will suppress that campaign so this violence can continue. We deserve much better as a city. So, I watched the video and I was looking for... I don't see any violence. I see people doing donuts in the street. I see a dude with a flamethrower. I don't understand what's wrong with this. I don't understand what's wrong with this video. I don't see any violence. Are we 2A or nah? I remember the Boring Company released a flamethrower and everybody was taking pictures with it. Everybody was like, oh, I got to get Elon's flamethrower. What's the difference between Elon's flamethrower and this guy's flamethrower? This just looks like a normal celebration. This looks like something we might see in the Fast and Furious movie. This looks like a culture you might see in the redneck South. They might be out here doing donuts in the redneck South. I don't, like, what are we complaining? Like, are we looking for videos of black people doing anything different and then going, oh my God, these people have to be stopped? What are we doing? White people have done this for a very long time. I remember seeing plenty of videos like this with white people in the 80s and 90s. White man, maybe you fell off. And I know I've seen white people doing donuts in their Mustangs and illegal street races. This is America. This is American culture. Flamethrowers and donuts. What exactly are we complaining about? I don't get it. All I see is a bunch of people congregating, some sort of, that looks like a domestic vehicle too. That looks like a vehicle made in the USA. What's that? Somebody tell me, what's that, a Dodge, a Chevy, or am I wrong? What kind of vehicle? Somebody identify that vehicle for me, please, and tell me what that is. Maybe it's an import. I don't think it's an import. What is it? Somebody tell me what that vehicle is, that black one right there doing donuts. I don't understand what's wrong with this video. We got American muscle and a flamethrower. I thought we was 2A. I don't know what's going on here with the right. You know, it's grifting season. It's damn grifting season. It's a Dodge Magnum. Somebody says it's a Chrysler. All right, so the chat saying it's a Dodge Magnum. Okay, yeah. So this is American muscle. I thought we was all about America. I thought it was all about the US of A. We got good old urban folk out here doing donuts in American muscle. Vin Diesel will be proud. And you're condemning it? Because we got a makeshift. What niggas ain't allowed to do? Let me find out niggas not allowed to do donuts in American muscle. Let me find out niggas not allowed to have a flamethrower. White America, you have gotten soft. And his last name is Manarino, which means the dude probably Italian. Yep, it said right there, Italian American. He ain't no way he Italian American. No, Italians would love this culture. I love Italians. Italians would love this. The mob would love this. This is great entertainment here. This is American culture. American muscle doing donuts in the street illegally, unlawfully, with a makeshift flamethrower. That's American culture. If you swap these faces with Caucasians, nobody would say anything. But as soon as some black people do it, now it's an issue? You scared of black people? What's going on out here? Joey, come on, Joey Manarino. I expect better from you, man. I'm not familiar with his content, but somebody called it the Freedom Thrower. Yeah, man. Yo, the right is getting soft, yo. I don't know what's going on, man. Y'all going out bad, bro. Y'all going out bad. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you some more snowflake shit going on in the right. This appears to be a black conservative. Xavier Rousseau, ex-BLM activist, works for PragerU. Oh man, you know them blacks that work for PragerU, they come a little bit different. PragerU, holla at me, man, if you want some real black takes. I'll take care of you. It says the right's version of extremism. There are only two genders. Get married, start a family. The less version of extreme. And then he posts these screenshots. Let's look at them. Let's take a look at these screenshots. So here's one where it's a DM from Simon H. Butler. His handle is Simon Hardy 28331. What did I tell you about accounts with numbers in them? What did I tell y'all about accounts with numbers in them? And it says in the bio, registered Democrat, hashtag vote blue, hashtag Biden Harris. He receives a DM here and it has a KKK member with a noose in their hand. The next one here, he says, the DM to him says, so you think you can leave our party just like that, nigger boy? You need to pay back all that free chicken we gave you. Remember that we made you. If it wasn't for BLM, you wouldn't be here, stupid nigger. You will see. Hashtag Biden Harris 2024. And it says ungrateful bastard. So these are the screenshots that this guy here, Xavier Rousseau, posts. And I guess we're supposed to take these things serious. Are we really supposed to take these screenshots serious? First of all, why are your DMs open? This looks like, what is this? Is this Instagram? I think this is Instagram. Like, if somebody sent me these messages and I decided to share them to the timeline, I would say, yo, these trolls are out of control. I wouldn't call this the left. This is an obvious troll. Like, who's going to say, hey, all this stuff, and then put registered Democrat in their bio? Hashtag vote blue, hashtag Biden Harris. I want to say maybe Xavier made this shit up just so he can grift. But I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, nah, he wouldn't. Somebody said that's Xavier's homie's account. Bro, what's going on, yo? What's going on with the right? Y'all just finding, remember I told you, horseshoe theory. You go so far right, you end up left. Now everybody's a victim. You get one little DM and now you're a victim. Look at the engagement. I'm glad the engagement's not out of control. He's got 178,000 views, 111 retweets, 20 quote retweets, 505 likes. And nobody in here is gonna just say, hey bro, you know this is a troll account, like you could just like kind of chill. Is there anybody here that's gonna say this? Okay, so this guy right here says, this seems a little fishy, though I know black conservatives get it the worst. Okay, he came kind of close. You know, it seems fishy. But like nobody's going to call this out for what it is? Or he's going to sit here and pretend like this guy is some sort of victim? Where were you when we was playing Xbox? When we were playing Halo? And the white boys was calling this nigga. Were you there, Xavier? Were you a part of that era where the white boys was calling you nigga in Halo in the lobby? We laughed about it and moved on? Or would you cry during that era? Everybody's a fucking victim, yo. Sonny Johnson been waiting to call y'all out. She been waiting for y'all to debate. Nobody wants to debate her. Vivek ran from her. Anyway, let's go to this video. I wanted to take a look at this video. I didn't get a chance to listen to the full video, but we got a brother here getting arrested by the popo. We're going to open up phone lines soon as we talk about elections and crypto.
That's a bad thing, though. Yo, hold on. Get some money, that's all. Hold on. I'm not gonna ask for ID, none of that. I'm asking for ID. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's all on camera. No, you didn't. It's all on camera. No, you didn't. You know my name. You put me in. You said his name is Isaiah. You know my name. You said his name was Isaiah. You ain't asking. Do I have a wanted flyer up? I'm gonna walk around. I'm not telling you nothing. You know my name. That's it, right? I don't know your name. Oh man, that was bad. Take me out of cuffs. I'm stopping you. Take me out of cuffs. You got my name. You got ID on? That was bad. Got my name, that was bro. Bad. Yo, here, could you take my phone and keep on calling my lawyer? Keep on calling. What's your name? What's your name? Keep on calling my lawyer. What's your name? Isaiah. All right. Nah, it's not a stop. You're not asking me nothing. I didn't do nothing. You ain't ask nothing. You ain't ask nothing, man. You pumped them, man. Bro. What do they got me called?
I heard somebody in the chat said, or in the comments, they said, how come NAACP never issued a travel advisory warning for New York City? Stop and frisk capital.
They talking about my name is Isaiah. Is my name Isaiah, Rob? Come on, look, you here, right? Shut up. Listen. Not listening to nothing. I'm Rob. Stop you? Because I told you. You didn't stop him. You didn't stop him. You just ran down on him. There's cameras all around here. Watch him. Come on. It's not a stop. I gotta pay a little. Oh, he's done. Oh, he's done. You want to put me in cuffs? You done. I'm going to explain. You're going to watch me. No, you done. You done. Are you watching? He done. You're in a bad fucking place. Oh, he is. I thought. Yo, you got his name? What's your name? What's your badge number? Yo, Rob. All right, I'm going to take these handcuffs off you. All right? Are you talking to my lawyer about this? Are you talking to my lawyer? Man, know you had a lawyer. Oh, know you had a lawyer. Oh, he's so done. Talk to my lawyer right now, bro. Yo, what do I need from him? What do I need from him? I need his name, badge number. Where's this nigga? Get this nigga out of here. That's it. Badge number. God, I got out of here, right? I appreciate your cooperation. I'm not cooperating. Write your name in your bag for me. That's what I got. Write your name in your bag for me. You too. Write your name in your bag for me. You thought you was flying too? I thought y'all was just in it.
I don't recognize you.
I didn't have a mask. It's Corona mask. What kind of racist Barbie all got masks on? Are we all black? We all look like?
You see there, black man, New York City. Got pulled over, NYPD harassing him. Called his attorney, and they changed up real quick. This is Biden's America. Why the NAACP ain't issue a travel warning for New York City? Look at this. Look at this. Stop and frisk capital. You know how many brothers are sitting in Rikers right now? For some BS? Violation of two-way laws, etc., etc. Thank God his brother called his attorney. Gotta know your rights out here, man. I'm telling you, some of the racist states is blue states. I was with my homie. My homie was he was a police officer, and we saw him at a celebration for one of my homie's birthday. So, you know, we got to talking, and I asked him, I said, hey, you know, you still a cop? Da, 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 da. He like, nah, I'm suing the cops. I'm like, word? And I don't want to say who he's suing and nothing like that, because I don't need them coming to harass me, because them motherfuckers in New Jersey are like, they are like, many of them are like straight up white nationalist organizations inside the police force, the corrections officers. I remember being arrested one time. I was doing community service at the jail, the county jail. And they said a warrant popped up in the system. Now, anytime you go do your community service, every time you show up, they run your name through the system to make sure you don't got no warrants. They ran my name through the system, warrant pops up. I'm like, damn. So they put me in cuffs. They take me inside. They put me in the holding cell. And I said it was a Caucasian officer. And I said to him, yeah, I'm sure this is a mistake. I don't have any warrants. I remember that case. There is no warrant for this. And you could, like, he was one of those skinhead cops, had that crew cut, et cetera, and, redneck, white face, and, or red face, I'm sorry. And he looks at me and goes, you ain't going nowhere. And I'm like, why are you mad at me? I'm thinking in my head, like, why are you mad at me? Because I said I'm going to get out. But you could tell, like, he just, like, hated black people, or he had a bad day, one or two or both. But he looked me dead in my face and said, you ain't going nowhere. And he wanted to say nigga at the end. About 15, 20 minutes transpire, and they have to call down. So they call down to the town or the city that this warrant came from, and they go, yes, this has been expunged. He does not, in fact, have a warrant. And when they let me go, he was just looking at me like he was upset, like he wanted me to sit in county jail for the weekend. And I came back outside with my other inmates. But let me tell you, here in New Jersey, the KKK is inside the police system. So going back to what I was saying, my homie was a police officer. I'm not going to say where. And he's got an open case right now based upon racial discrimination. So when people talk about racism, man, these blue states are insane, yo. Insane racism in these blue states. Anyway, let's go back to the grift bag. Let's cover crypto really fast. So I may or may not be broke now because I got money tied up in this system, Binance. So yeah, I might pop up a GoFundMe and say, hey, I'm broke. I need to pay my rent. Because the SEC has come down on Binance. I think they're taking, here it is right here. Let's go to this tweet right here. It says, Meta lawman says break-in, SEC sues Binance. Headline, SEC complaint identifies 10 tokens it deems to be unregistered crypto asset securities. The target list includes some of the biggest names in crypto: Solana, Cardano, Matic, I don't know who Phil is, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algo, Axis, and Cody, and more. Also, SEC is coming down on BNB and BUSD. Now, I've said this in the past. I said, the Fed really don't care about crypto. They care about these stable coins. That's direct competition. So the fact that Binance is pushing this stable coin, I believe, is where a lot of this stuff is stemming from. Stable coins are a direct competitor to the USD. Now, CZ, founder of Binance, or CEO of Binance, basically says here, our team is standing by, ensuring systems are stable, including withdrawals and deposits. We will issue a response once we see the complaint. Haven't seen it yet. Media gets the info before we do. So I got a bunch of money tied up in this platform. Can't wait to get it out. Try to get it out today. Accounts are frozen. So like I said, I'm broke right now. So yeah. I am now part of that homeless population that girl was talking about. But, the issue here is that, SEC is coming down on them for practices they've done in like 2018 and 2020 and maybe even prior to. Basically, but the thing is, the SEC never had guidance and doesn't have guidance, has not told us what is a security, what's classified as a security. Basically, what the SEC is saying is, whenever we just deem something a security, it's a security. Like, they get to make up the rules. And even when you look it up online, what a security is, you'll see it basically says whatever the fuck it says, like, this is security, this is security, this is security, this is security, and, well, we can change the rules at any time we want. So we're going to have to see what happens with Binance in the future. This is a case we'll be following. So stay tuned to the Grift Report as we give you more updates on that. Let's go to our final topic before we open up the phone lines, 202-596-5631. We should have played this during the cultural subversion. Let's play this 1-minute video real quick before we get to the election stuff. As we were talking about cultural subversion, this is in line with that.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points.
You hear what he just said? Women. Remember we talk about that a lot on this channel?
The incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year. And what we're doing internally is, if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted, okay?
We're doing the same thing.
And so it's just, you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities. And
so, he talks about forcing behaviors, BlackRock forcing behaviors, and we talk about DEI, inclusion, and, equal opportunity employment and all that bullshit. So really what happens is they target women. And women are, I think Mo Fax was talking about this before, where, you get a 3-for-1 deal. You get black, you get POC, and you get woman. So by hiring her, you don't got to hire the black man. And that's how you partially destroy the black community. Let's go back in the Grift back for our final topic, election Grift. Everybody's getting in on election Grift. Mike Pence announced, I'll tell you guys what this is about, after we play the video. But first, I want to play Cornel West's video. And I got to say, when Cornel West announced he was going to run, and I watched this video, I was quite excited. Not thoroughly, but I'm a big fan of Cornel West. I was raised reading his work. I was raised respecting him. I don't agree with him on everything, and I'm preparing to debate him at some point in my life. But seeing him run, I'm like, yo, damn, cut me a check. I'll support you. Let's see what he's got to say.
In these bleak times, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes the form of running for president of the United States as a candidate for the People's Party. I enter in the quest for truth, I entered the quest for justice. And the presidency is just one vehicle to pursue that truth and justice, what I've been trying to do all of my life. I come from a tradition where I care about you. I care about the quality of your life. I care about whether you have access to a job with a living wage, decent housing, women having control over their bodies, health care.
So that's where I'm gonna deviate. Yes, I believe women should have control over their bodies. I just hate how that talking point is gonna be misconstrued as being pro-abortion. But yes, I am with him on that talking point. I don't like the idea of banning abortion. I've explained why in the past. If you want to know, call in, I'll explain it.
And having control over their bodies, health care for all.
Now, that's why I got to stop. No, it's not health care for all. First of all, the healthcare system in America is utter trash. Health care for all would have got us all jabbed up. And it's going to be subsidized by taxpayers, and I'm not subsidizing somebody's terrible health habits. If I was president, there would be health care for nobody. Pay to play, baby. Quid pro quo. Let's go back.
De-escalating the destruction of the planet, the destruction of American democracy.
I want to destroy democracy. Democracy is just a terrible way to live.
Democracy creates disruption. It creates an eruption. It creates an de-escalating the destruction of the planet, the destruction of American democracy. Democracy creates disruption.
It does create disruption.
It creates an eruption.
Correct.
It creates an interruption.
Correct.
Wide from below, the energies of everyday people is manifest, and I know.
And the sad part is, you know, once those people start getting all erupted, they're all controlled, mind controlled by the Marxists. Let's go back.
No, there are precious people in your life who.
The underclass has always been used for revolutions. We saw the underclass get riled up in the German revolutions and the Russian revolutions and revolutions here. So, yeah, definitely not with him on that.
You care for. That's why it's important for you to be involved, important for you to participate. We're not talking about hating anybody. We're talking about loving. We're talking about affirming. We're talking about empowering those who have been pushed to the margins. Because neither political party wants to tell the truth about
He right.
Wall Street, about Ukraine, about the Pentagon, about.
You say Ukraine?
Big tech. Neo-fascists like Brother Trump or milquetoast neoliberals like Brother Biden. Wow. Well, I'm so happy to make a world-shaking decision. You know what I mean? Well, I know gangsters when I see them. And gangster's not a subjective expression. It's an objective condition. Do we have what it takes? We shall see. But some of us are going to go down fighting, go down swinging with style and a smile, accenting the best in you and trying to tease out the best in me. Let's do it together.
I love that for him. I love that for Cornel West. I love seeing him run. He doesn't have a chance in hell of winning. He's running under the People's Party. Yeah, a part of me supports Cornel West. Now, let's talk about Pence. The thing with Pence is he's just trying to get his grift in now. So after, Trump wins I think it's in the Republican Party's best interest to make sure Trump wins this election, because otherwise you're going to have to keep going up against Trump over and over again. He's going to keep winning the primaries pretty much until he dies or he's incapable or he gives in. So you probably want to just let this guy win now so he can't serve another presidency. So my guess is, Trump wins the primaries, wins the presidency maybe, and serves his 4 years and he's no longer eligible. And then it's going to be in the next election, it's going to be between, I don't know, maybe who's running? Is it the black guys? Or Byron Donald or something like that, or whoever is running, Mike Pence and DeSantis in the next one. So Pence is just throwing his hat in the ring, getting his feet wet. I told you before, this is how politics works. You can't expect to win on your first go round. You got to throw your hat in the ring. You get your feet wet, get some experience, get your campaign, your situation situated, and then have some hope to win in the future. With that said, we are going to go to the phone lines with some fabulous callers, some of the best opinions you're going to hear anywhere on the internet, right after this short commercial break.
Most of you will be replaced by AI, but it doesn't have to be this way. You can become AI resistant, but you will need to outperform the machines. You may not think this is possible, but it is. The infiniteness of human consciousness is more infinite than the power of the machine. You may not know how to tap into this power, but we do, and we will show you how. Join us in this journey to make the machine our servant.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hotep Goldstein on the line. What up, bro? How you feeling, man? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, man.
Salute.
Hey, that whole Cornel West thing,
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for Pam Grier to come from out the back with the afro back on and shit. During that whole
Yo, that's what it sounded like.
he went straight black exploitation on that shit. Like, I know you're old, but brother, relate a little bit.
He sound like a black superhero, straight out the black exploitation ever.
Man, they should have, they should have had someone in there talking about West.
Can you dig it? Because I'm listening to the music. I'm like, what does this remind me of? That's exactly what it is. It's a black exploitation film.
Yeah, he's stuck in them 70s for sure. Hey, as far as them fools talking about forcing behavior, BlackRock, right?
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm cool with that tactic. I think more of that should happen.
Okay.
But who's the fucking enforcers?
Correct.
Them? A corporation? Like, people really need to really look behind that language right there, because ain't no CEO gonna be out in the street talking about do this or do that. Regulation only goes so far until people are like, nah, fuck you. Then who's the enforcer?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure they got a whole ass army that we don't quite know about just yet.
Well,
and
I would agree. Some we know about, some we don't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the Binance, bro. That's the lick and all that, right? Under normal circumstances, but I'm willing to say that at this point in the game, the only true investment right now, the only sound investment you should really be in is bullets and canned goods. That's it. That investment ain't going nowhere. I mean,
yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, I like the stock market too. My portfolio is performing very well. Obviously, I can't pull anything out because it kind of defeats the purpose of investing. But yeah, I like stocks too, man. I did my buys every month. I do my buys, and I don't even look at price. I just make the same buys over and over again in the same 4 companies, and yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, and the police. Now, let me get to these police in New York.
Okay.
We already we already know what time it is with them. We know what time it is with a lot of different areas of law enforcement and shit. Like that's old news. So yeah, something needs to be done about them. But having said that, you finna be hanging out on the street corner in butters and a hoodie and some more shit, chilling. I can't feel sorry for you when they come jam your ass up, because that's the equivalent hanging out in the goddamn forest next to a bear cave with pork chops and shit around your neck. Yeah. Like, what the fuck you expect they gonna do? Like, I am a motherfucking old school thug criminal type motherfucker. You know, it's in my past, it's in my resume. But even when I was at my height, once I was past like 20, I didn't have time to be hanging out on the goddamn corner no more, just chilling. So that type of situation, I can't be sympathetic for. Now, if they would have busted up into your crib or to your office and got on your helmet then, okay. But you on the corner, bro. You in the motherfucking belly of the beast. What you expect gonna happen? So we just got to do better.
You know who you sound like?
Who's that?
Uncle Hotep.
Hey. That's why I fucks with him. That's why I fucks with him, though. You know? Because, look, there's just not enough time in the day to be just hang. The homie had a plate of food. One of his dudes had a plate of food just out there chilling on a street corner in New York. Come on, bro. Come on. You know what's about to happen.
I disagree. I disagree, goddammit. It's a public goddamn place. If the nigga want to hang out in the corner, he should be able to hang out in the corner without somebody harassing him.
Don't work that way, bro. They wild animals. You can't dictate what they gonna do. Even though they might look
Who's wild
human,
animals?
The police. They might look human, and that system out there might operate like it's human. It ain't human, bro. It's an unthinking, savage beast. And you can't predict what they're going to do all the time. Maybe 9 times out of 10, there's always that one time that'll bite you in the ass. And fucking with them, you can't get bit no times, because sometimes you might lose a finger, other times you might lose your life.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And I wouldn't just gamble just to hang out. Like, if I'm out there making money, that's different. If I'm out there, you know what I mean, keeping it down on the block, that's a whole nother thing. But if you just out there chilling, nah. They got places for that, man. It's called your house.
That's true. That's true. You are food. You are sitting out there. You are susceptible to harassment if you're hanging out on the block. You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying, man.
I'm not fucking with the sensitive conservatives today, though. They can keep that shit. I'm done with them.
What's going on with that?
Yo, man, I don't even know what to say no damn more.
They got the one brother. He over here complaining about, he got DMs, from racist leftists, which is an obvious, 14-year-old kid in his mama basement trolling, or, the ops of China or Russia or some shit. Then you got the other dude, he mad because niggas is doing donuts in Philly with a flamethrower.
Yo, they got a whole culture based on that if you white. If you black, they got a culture based on that too. It's called prison culture. You know what I mean? And dude, he got Juicy Smollett vibes coming off him, and it's not just this. That fool got priors. He done some other shit and said some other shit that was off the wall. Like, bro, you making this shit up. even if it was that bad, that's what your soft ass get. Fuck it. That's what your soft ass get. You all that what dude said and some more shit. Because he can. Only because he can. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure if dude would have been in person, he got away with that shit on the same level as if it was over fiber optics. The dude seems so fuck anyway. His friend ass things.
What about the people doing the donuts? Isn't that American culture? Isn't that what? Is there anything wrong with what they're doing?
Hell no, there ain't nothing wrong with what they doing. Like, they out there chilling, having fun, and there's a squad of them. See, they different than them dudes in New York where it's just one or two or three. There's a squad of them. Police roll, and they just roll straight through that bitch. I done seen countless videos of that where they just like head down, you know, we didn't see a goddamn thing. That's how you do that. If you're gonna chill on the block, that's how you chill on the block. You take that motherfucker over, because that, in and of itself, is hella American. Take that motherfucker over.
Don't white people do this too?
Yeah, man, let me tell you, out here in Arizona, right, the essays, the white boys, they be shutting down whole blocks, and that be in the little ass towns. That's not even in Phoenix. Like, they do it in Phoenix too, but even in the little ass towns like Tucson and Safford and shit, they got this motherfucker on lockdown like that. They having fun, they kids, and as long as ain't nobody getting arrested, I don't give a damn if it's in the intersection. There's inconvenience from all types of motherfucking walks of life, right? I'd much rather have that going on than some dumbass motherfucker dressed like a woman protesting in the middle of that bitch, holding me up.
Facts.
I might toss me a couple donuts in that motherfucker. Shit.
Real talk.
Man. Everybody's sensitive. Everybody on edge. Everybody's sensitive. They got all this anger and angst and all this misplaced emotion and shit. And motherfuckers just need to start focusing on, like, channeling that shit. Like, because it's out there. Once fear and aggression, all that shit starts manifesting, it don't go nowhere, right? And the more you pump into the system, the more you pump out there into everybody's life, the more problems you're going to have as a result of it, right? But it needs to be channeled in the right way, man, because it's this type of shit that causes revolutions. Channeling that shit the right way. You know what I mean? Got all this shit motherfuckers talking about, I'm mad at this homo, or I'm mad at this motherfucking red hat wearing MAGA dude. And everybody just pissed the fuck off. The last thing in the world they want right now, though, is somebody coming along, channeling all that anger, all that angst, all that fear and aggression in the right ways at the right targets. That's the last thing they're trying to see right now, but that's the one thing that needs to happen. Fuck all these boycotts. Fuck all this dumbass shit and sensitive shit. That's all distraction. The motherfuckers need to know that we ain't playing no more, right?
Facts.
That's all anybody's doing out there. They playing. They want to tweet about this, make a video about this, you know, go out there and protest and not bust a fucking grape in the process, except people who should be on their side.
Right.
But ain't nothing getting done. And that's them kids out there in that thing with the flamethrower and shit and all that. Imagine if they was busting all them goddamn donuts in front of the IRS with them flamethrowers and shit. What would they be doing then? Who would be saying then?
Right. Exactly. Who would care then? Nobody.
Right.
Nobody. They be on their side. You ain't lie. You ain't lie.
But that's it. That's it for me. I'll fuck around and get myself banned or some dumbass shit.
Yo, appreciate the calling, man.
All right, bro. You take it easy. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Hotep Goldstein on the check-in.
Call from Kay.
Kay on the line.
What's up?
Kay, what's up? What's up, girl? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Happy StrongDadJune.
Oh, happy StrongDadJune. We out here. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
So I just wanted to weigh in about the Beyonce thing with Jay-Z because I know a little bit personally with Hollywood things.
Okay.
Basically, if you're not in a relationship, when you become an actor, actress, or whatever, they will arrange you with somebody. That's why you see so many people with directors, publicists, all that stuff, because they put you together with somebody, unless you're already with somebody. But I mean, if that relationship fails, then they'll put you with somebody. And it's a convenience. It's a status, like you said. You know, it's not about, you know, if these people are compatible or anything like that. It's about looks. It's about status. It's about a mutual connection when it comes to benefiting the others. Because I know a lot of people, and, you know, I won't give names or anything, where they will say that I'm miserable in this relationship. And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to continue to be in Hollywood, or do you want to take another direction? And so, you know, they have to contemplate that. Also, just like in that video, they will use your weaknesses against you. I can't say anything about the Jonathan Majors situation because I don't know Jonathan Majors, but it sounds similar to what a lot of guys were going through that I knew in Hollywood.
Well, we saw this with Lukaku and Meg Thee Stallion, where we found out they're both represented by Roc Nation, right? So it's funny that we're talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, and here we have Jay-Z's company, Roc Nation, and two of his artists now are allegedly dating, but they're both under the same management company. I find that really funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they're selected. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely insane. But, you know.
And that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
you know,
I tell everybody, right. I tell everybody if they want to, you know, get into like being an actor or an actress, especially going into Hollywood, you need to know about not only you hear about all the ups, but you don't hear about the downs. You don't hear about the dark side. You don't hear about what you have to do to continue if you want your star to rise. Some people will not hesitate at a moment's notice. Some people will, because it's going to involve somebody that's close to you. That's all I'm going to keep it at. Tinfoil kufi on tight.
I love it. I appreciate the call in, love.
Yes, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Phone lines are open, 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. I see Rudy trying to get in here. Rudy, we're going to get you in here. Where's the super chats? Monique, you dusted off a good VHS. Yuri Bezmenov also talked about cultural subversion in USA. Yeah. I played that for the kids. Rudy DeVette Russo, ain't much, but here's a little love, my brother. Thank you, Rudy.
Call from
Hotep Sage.
Hotep Sage on the line.
How's it going, HJ? How we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling much better, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. It's a nice day out. Trying to, you know, get in on the line real quick on my lunch break. Usually casting right at the end of my lunch break when we start taking call-ins. I had an opportunity to call in for a minute.
Oh, good.
But I did want to touch on a few things that you brought up. The whole thing with you know, the government interfering with black excellence, and I don't mean that in the liberal context. That, I mean, we already know that's old stuff, but it's like when BLM first came about, knowing American history, I was just like, y'all really thought this was going to go somewhere? Like, because we got between the white liberals and the government, y'all thought this was going to go somewhere beneficial? Like,
exactly.
The revolution, what was that? What's that quote? The revolution won't be televised?
The revolution will not be televised.
Exactly. So it's just like, you know, it's like, you know, but this is my opinion. If black people knew black history in the American context, they'd all be anarchists. That's just my 2 cents, because this has happened time and time again, you know, and it's going to continue to happen in perpetuity as long as we keep falling for the same stuff, which is this, you know. when you have a corporatized movement, which I mean, all of them for the last, I would say like 50, 60 years have been corporatized in one way or another. You know, the sponsorships, the infiltration, the whole 9 yards, is like, and then all of our, I guess, the people who are real, the people who are trying to get things off and popping, like your Nipseys, like your Malcolms and everything like that, they get pushed to the side or snuffed out, you know, like most of them did. Nowadays we have the character assassination, so you got all the, you know, people who are coming up doing something good, instead of taking them out, you know, in the public light, they're just going to assassinate the character and usually nip them in the bud before they even take off. But it's like this is the same old thing. Like, this is a tale as old as time, and they're not going to let this happen. But it's like, yeah, we know this, you know, from the angle with the white liberals, like the NAACP. They've been stopping everything from taking off from the jump. I mean, the whole thing with the public education system and everything like that. It's just like we're fighting a war on two fronts, and we're already divided as is. So it's a tough battle ahead. But I mean, the Hoteps, we doing it, fighting our own and then fighting everything else. But it's just a crazy deal with all that stuff, and it's just sad to see people fall for this stuff time and time again. I mean, like, y'all weren't disillusioned after Obama? Like, I don't know what else is going to wake you up. Like, seriously, what else is going to take to wake you up at this point? And I'm at that, you know, I understand sometimes it's hard to fight off the black pill, and I wouldn't consider myself black pill, but it's just like, I don't know what else is going to take to wake people up. And I'm starting to think that people don't want to wake up, too.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. What would you feel about some of the victimization stuff we hearing? Like the Joey Manorino, he's complaining about people doing donuts and whatnot, and then the other dude complaining about DMs. What do you make of all this right-wing snowflakism?
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because yeah, that saying, I don't know who originally coined it, but you know, the right conservatives are just you know, progressives driving the speed limit.
That's Michael Malice.
Everything you see, Michael Malice, yeah, I love Michael Malice. Everything we see the progressives, you know, have done, the right picks it up later, you know, just kind of at half speed as far as what they're going for. And so the victimization stuff was only a matter of time. I mean, you kind of saw it with the social media persecution. Not saying that what they're saying wasn't true, but it's like, why are y'all bitching about it so damn much? Like, why don't we do something about it? Y'all the party, the group, you know, famously quoted for saying pulled up by the bootstraps. Why aren't you guys pulling up by the bootstraps? You're doing a lot of bitching online. I don't see a lot of movement. Now, as much as, you know, we can say things about organizations like the Daily Wire and the Blaze, at least they're making moves. You know, may not agree with them, but, you know, I'll give them that. But like most of these conservatives out here just crying, doing all this stuff, and just like, oh, okay, and like, what? Sure, okay, you get a mean DM. Y'all was sitting there bitching about Twitter and no mean tweets and all this other stuff, and then some dude send you a nasty DM. You go, first thing you do is go post it on the timeline crying about it. Like, come on, you knew this was gonna happen. Like, you knew this was gonna happen. This ain't nothing new. Like, this is, you got a time and place where, as far as, you know, the black people in the country, this is, in certain aspects, the best we've ever had it, because I mean, it's not socially acceptable for people to just walk down the street and call you a nigger, right? But, you know, people are going to do that online where they got the cover, but it's just like, this is the best we've got it, and you over here crying about a tweet, my guy. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. Like, our economy is about to tank again, and you crying about a mean tweet, a DM. Like, come on, this is why I can't take the establishment seriously in any context, because y'all the same people to go over there and point and boo-hoo at AOC for Alex Stein making a joke at her and be like, oh, suck it up, Buttercup. Then some bot sends you a fake manufactured message and you losing your shit on the timeline. Like, come on, come on. We got to do better than that. There's the conservatives. I mean, they're a joke in that fashion. There's some good ones among them, but overall, it's all political theater. It's all the same thing. They're gonna, you know, they're just doing what the left did like 5 years ago. They're just picking up the old programming and kind of rebranding it. Not really, because if you've seen it, you see it. But yeah, it's just, you know, with the conservatives. You said it right there. Political.
Said political theater. You was right, but go ahead, finish.
Yeah, with the conservatives, it's funny to me. And speaking of history, they want to talk about revisionist history all day and tomorrow. It's funny to me that, these people who claim to have such a deep-rooted understanding of history are so vehemently and fervently in support of the state, which historically this country has been founded on rebellion from the establishment. So how is this conservative movement, back to blue, support the government, all this other crazy stuff, and you got this dude out here complaining about people just having a good time, didn't look like nobody was getting hurt, didn't like there was no violence or anything like that, and you complaining about a little bit of disorderly conduct in public. I was like, this is what our country was founded on last time I checked. I mean,
it don't get no more American than that.
Exactly. You had dudes wilding out. It was a respectful party, but they had a party out in the harbor over a little raise in taxes. And they cleaned up afterwards. But I'm just like, they were wilding out over that, and you got people. There's no it didn't look like there was any political motive for what the people were doing out there. They're just having a good time. I was like, what you need to call the cops for? Ain't nobody getting hurt. Ain't nobody, it's like might be inconvenient because they're taking up an intersection or a block or whatever, but it looked like it was pretty late at night. And you can go around, be a little inconvenient, but ain't nobody getting hurt. So it's just like, we already have enough issues with interactions with the police, white or black, that end negatively. And it's like, you are kind of supporting those interactions that 9 times out of 10 end badly for most parties involved. Because it's offensive that people are having fun. Like, maybe I missed something there, but it's just crazy to me. They sound like a Karen. Oh, look at them having fun out there. We need to shut that down. I'm like, man, the economy's about to collapse any day now. God forbid people take their minds off and have some fun. To do it out there with a flamethrower. Like, I thought we was 2A. You know what I mean? I thought my interpretation of the Second Amendment was anything the government can have, we should be able to have access to.
Yeah.
My bad. Like, maybe I'm a little too 76 for these conservatives or whatnot. But that's my bad on that. But it is funny to me that you have these, the conservatives, the right, are so vehemently in support of, the rigid structure of law enforcement and law and order, when that's kind of antithetical to the founding of the country, from my perspective. So I've never understood that, and then like y'all support the same people who are going to be the vehicle in which your rights are stripped from you. We saw that over the whole, COVID fiasco. Y'all was all back to blue until they stuck the boot up your behind and broke that thing off. Y'all was all back to blue till they shut down y'all's churches, and y'all started to think a little bit. Maybe as much as I have a problem with the messaging on the left, maybe they had a point about a few things. There seems to be, in my opinion, a communication issue, whether it's intentional or not. I ain't putting the tinfoil on just yet, between the right and the left, because y'all are saying similar things. And you'll have a lot more agreements than you think on a lot of things, but the messaging is where a lot of those things get mixed up. Like, the left has had a point about police. The left has had a point about police brutality. The only problem is they hyperfixate on the race thing, which is not 100% wrong. But in America, just on a human level, to get people to come to your side, you have to appeal to their selfish nature. So you had all these black activists hooping and hollering, wondering why white people wasn't coming to the aid when it came to this police stuff. It's like, well, if you're only talking about black people, why are they going to be incentivized to help you out? Morally, we can make an argument for that, which I probably agree with, but just on a basic, fundamental human level, just the selfish nature of all of us, you have to make it appeal to them. And there's been plenty of white people who've been getting smoked by the cops unjustly, that could have been a perfect avenue for these people, like with the BLM context, to bring them on board with what it is they were saying. But obviously, since it was co-opted from the beginning, that was never the point. That was never the message. You know what I mean?
Big facts, big facts. Also, the Travis Rudolph case going on right now. Cannon's been doing a good job covering that. And we haven't seen much from either side on that. But I think
I'm not even tracking on that situation. I need to jump in on Cannon's channel and check that and what's going on with that, if you got the nitty gritty.
Well, turn me down because I hear the feedback of me in the background.
Yeah, my bad.
So yeah, that's better. So football player, dudes run down in his house. You know, this is Florida, stand your ground. He pulled that thing out. Some people got laid out. And he's in trial right now. And you don't see the left talking about this case. And you don't, because he pulled out an AR-15, and you don't see the right talking about this case. So this case hasn't been widely politicized, so it's not a lot of, eyes on it, or people talking about LawTube is not covering it. I think LawTube's not covering it because LawTube's got to cover the things that gets clicks. So I haven't seen anybody on LawTube talk about it. Cannon's texting me right now. Hold on. Oh, Cannon's about to call in. Okay, cool. Cannon will give you the update when he calls in. But, it's just not a lot of visibility around this case because nobody can politicize it.
Yeah,
and I think it's an awesome opportunity for the right to, highlight the case and politicize it if they wanted to. But I don't think they can because the guy's black. And the thing right now with the right is we have to put out these images of, white people being attacked by black people. There's no room to play race identity politics unless we're the victim.
Absolutely, I agree with that. One last point before I jump off here and let Cannon get on. But yeah, on that point, exactly, because I mean, as much as the right wants to bitch about it, it's like y'all played the same race games as the left. When it's politically convenient for you, then you want to jump on board and abandon your principles. Like right now, you're pulling up old videos from a couple of years back of the black people beating up on white people and talking about having that victim mentality and everything like that. But when you have this clear-cut instance of an injustice, you're right. The optics aren't there. It's not politically convenient. It's not going to further the message because the powers that be in conservative Inc. have a particular angle that they're trying to spin right now, galvanize their base. Because it's grifting season. We passed the preseason. I think we jumped straight into it. Pretty early this go around. But yeah, exactly. It's all the same thing. They're two different wings on the same bird. And I'm surprised people haven't woken up to that. I hope people do, but we can't save everybody.
Correct.
It's the unfortunate truth.
Correct. Hey man, I appreciate the calling, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill, take it easy.
Chat saying the lead attorney is covering the case. All right, that's one. Who else is covering it? What about Nate? What about Nate the lawyer? Is Nate the lawyer covering it? Nate. There we go. Nate the lawyer. So I go to his channel and yeah, I don't see Nate the lawyer covering it.
Call from
Cannon, Hotep on the line. What up, bro? Talk to me, man.
What's up? Yo, this trial crazy, bro.
Yeah?
They done found out the girl had a husband. Bruh. So, for people who don't know what's up with the case, Travis Rudolph went to Florida State to play for the Giants. He had an argument with his girlfriend over another chick texting his phone, right? She started calling him all these names or whatever. He tried to put out the house. She broke the PlayStation, hit him over the head with a Patron bottle, tried to bust his windshield. He told his brother to let him back in the house, said, quote unquote, "Oh, this bitch tripping, let me," so she get mad at that. So then she proceeds to not only text his mother that her son got her effed up, and that she gonna get her brothers to F him up and kill him. She then proceeds, which they have out, to text her brother to go shoot his shit up. This at 10 p.m. on April 6, 2021. At midnight, April 7th, they show up at the door. Right? Brother go outside. He looked at where Travis at. He go outside. As soon as he get out.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and wait, hold on. Wait a second. It's still. All right. Yeah, here we go. All right, we back.
All right, what's up?
All right, so tell us what happened.
So what left off is that they scrapping, right?
Yeah.
Both Travis and his brother see the one dude pull out the blicky, right?
Okay.
So he run in the house, grab his AR. When he come back out, the one dude stood at the top of the block with everybody else running down toward the car.
Mm-hmm.
He see everybody running down toward the car. His brother down there by the car scrapping two dudes, right?
Okay.
So he come out with the AR. He get down to his brother. When he get down there, he said he saw a dude pointing the gun through the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
And another dude pointing the gun from the door, so he let that bitch go.
Mm.
And I mean, he had the titties on it, bro. He had the 100 rounds on that bitch.
On the AR?
He let that on the AR, had the 100 rounds on that bitch.
Oh,
Let
you know
that
they don't
shit
like
bang. Bro. So then they tried to back up out of there, and then they made a U-turn. He just said he just shot until they left. So he put out like 39 rounds.
that. Okay.
So they take away his stand your ground right.
What do you mean
So
they took
I'm
it?
like, why
They
they
took
take
him
away?
away.
They took away his stand your ground right. Said it don't apply.
It don't
I'm like,
apply.
how it don't apply if he in defense of himself and others, right? So was that defense of himself? Not only himself, his mother was out there and his brother. So I'm like, he in defense of himself for others. He, they found it. So check this, right?
Did somebody die?
Yeah, the dude that was pointing the gun through the windshield allegedly he got he done. So he let that thing go. They get down, I don't know, they go wherever they go. The neighbors call the police or whatever. Police come, they arrest them. They got this detective that's supposedly been looking at the case, or she the one working the case. Somehow instead of her getting to the crime scene first, or the scene of the crime first, she gets to the guys in the car. I'm like, how the fuck she get to the guys in the car before she gets to the scene where the police was called to? But that don't make sense to me. But the whole time the prosecution is trying to make a case, like you just said, like he had excessive force and that he wasn't justified because he wasn't on his property. And I'm like, even if it was like something like that, he had a concealed carry permit, which justifies him having his gun off property. And the AR pistol is exactly what it says. It's a pistol, which qualifies under your concealed carry, right?
Mm.
So I'm saying, so the whole time they're like, well, he shot 39 rounds and it was an assault rifle. Like they're using these buzz terms to gaslight the jury.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but the thing is, it should have been an open and shut case in my opinion. The girl said she was going to get him effed up and killed. She told the mother that on text message allegedly. Then text her brother to go shoot his shit up, and his brother said he a dead man walking. Right? They show up at the house. They start the fight. One dude brandished the gun. He went and got his AR, and he ended the fight. The prosecution talking about, well, but they didn't shoot at you. Like he got to wait for them to shoot him first before he shoot back.
He could be dead by then.
Exactly. Then it was like, well, it wasn't a round in the chamber. Talking about the other guy's gun. Like he don't know that. He don't know it wasn't a round in the chamber. He's supposed to wait to find out.
Like, can I see your weapon really fast? I just want to make sure there's not a round in the chamber.
Exactly. So the one dude, he said the guy that he said that he saw had the gun. They found his gun in the alley when he tried to run away when that AR started going off. They found the gun in the alley. The dog found that bitch.
Mm.
The other guy who they said had a gun, they didn't find the gun on him. However, his hand was in a situation. His hand was like fixed like he had the gun in his hand and somebody took it from him.
Yeah.
He was already dead, so his hand was probably all stiffed up already, and it still was in a position like he had the gun.
Mm.
They never subpoenaed the mother or the brother or the sister to answer any questions down at the police station ever. They never gave them a subpoena. They was talking about, well, why didn't you reach out to the police to give them your side of the story? And I'm like, they're not supposed to have to do that. The police, that's their job.
Right.
It's the burden of proof is on the state.
Yeah.
But it seems like the main part of this is that, like,
but I mean, you mean that's just why would you not give a statement to the police? Is because, well, I shot somebody. I got to talk to my attorney first.
Exactly.
And I got to be silent.
Exactly.
I got the right to remain silent. What happened to all of that?
Exactly. And then when they lawyered up, guess what they didn't do? They didn't go to the lawyers. They didn't send no subpoena to the lawyer. Like, we need to talk to your client.
Mm.
But everybody else in the thing did. Get this though, the girl who sent the text to her brother to go kill the dude,
and the brother that used as eyewitnesses in the case. They took the stand as eyewitnesses to the murder. I'm like, they should be on trial for conspiracy to commit murder.
Right.
They're not even in jail.
Wow. And they got all the text messages and all that stuff about threatening his life, and they up there like they innocent.
And then, not only that, the girl took the stand, and the lady that was examining her was like, Did you send this message and said, what did you mean by go shoot his shit up? She's like, well, I meant, go shoot, but don't shoot him. She's like, I meant go shoot his shit up, but not in a violent way. I'm like, what? She admitted to that. She told them to go shoot it, and they did, but they not on trial. The Ring camera got all four of them on the doorstep, them fighting, scrapping in the street. The lady like, well, we didn't see him pull a gun out. You didn't see it, but apparently he did, and we know he had the gun because y'all found his gun.
Right.
I'm like, y'all just trying to get him. Like you said, the left don't want to jump behind it because of the AR-15 aspect. Then they got to sit there and they got to admit that, damn, this dude was attacked by 4 people and he defended him and his family with an AR. It gives credence to having an AR-15.
So why the right ain't getting behind it?
The right ain't getting behind it because I have no fucking clue why the right ain't getting behind it. They should be, but they not. Who knows? Maybe
LawTube ain't on it.
LawTube, I think I seen 2 lawyers on it, maybe.
What about Ricada? Ricada on it?
I don't know. I haven't seen if Ricada was on it.
We know who really LawTube is. You know what I mean? We know who. You know what I mean? We know
and
who.
I know, and Andrew. I know Andrew. He sleep right now. It's probably like 4 in the morning over there.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they doing it because they know it ain't gonna get no clicks. So I'm not mad at them.
It ain't gonna get no clicks.
But they
even on Law and Crime, it's only like 5,000 viewers or whatever.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be what they used to getting. It ain't gonna be what it is when they
Amber Heard.
When Jemele go to trial. But Amber Heard and them, yeah. You know what I mean? But it's just sad because now it's like they demonizing the AR. Right? And I argued that this is kind of like along the lines of the Rittenhouse trial.
Yep.
You know, as far as self-defense. Like, this is a clear-cut case of self-defense. And they trying this man. Not only are they trying him, they treating the villains and the perpetrators in here like the victims. And this guy who defended his family as the villain here.
Right.
And that shit is crazy because, you know, I'm like, yo, because the lady was like, well, the car was backing up. But he was like, but they still had the guns pointed at me.
Right.
But they were backing away from me. That means they were retreating. He said, but the guns were still pointed at me. Like, 2 things can't be true. They can't retreat and shoot back.
Right.
But they didn't shoot. Okay, I didn't give them the chance to.
Yeah, they was under fire.
Right.
Suppressive
and then she
fire.
started trying to go and attack his character because apparently he was messing with some shorty behind the girl back. Never mind the fact the girl married apparently. But he messing with some girl behind his back. He's like, she's not my girlfriend. We fuck around, like, you know, we close, but she ain't my girl. You know that, but you admit you were cheating on her. I'm like, what the fuck does that got to do with the case?
Right.
That ain't got shit to do with nothing.
Right.
And so that means that what you trying to say it's a crime of passion? It's not a crime of passion. I don't care if he was cheating. I don't care if she called him fucking.
Right.
She's supposed to get her brothers to come kill him because we got that on text message. The minute you saw that text message, the minute you saw the gun that y'all found in the alley, the minute you saw the Ring camera where you saw them come up there and hit him, talking about they on demon time and all this other stuff, y'all should have been like, yo, prosecution rest. This is a clear case of self-defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's sad part is I told people, I was like, yo, I hope he get off it. I said, do y'all understand how much money he has to spend to fight this case?
Yeah.
I gave him a story about my father homeboy. He caught a body. Dude came to kill him because he fired him. $80,000 to fight that case, bro. Imagine if you ain't got that type of money. How many dudes who probably defended their family or their life had to cop a plea because they don't got the money to fight the state?
Right. That's wild.
I
That's
can
a
only
scary
imagine
place
how
to
much
be.
this money. It's a scary place to be, and he wasn't in the league. He said funds was tight for him. He had a knee injury, but he's getting ready to go to he was getting ready to leave a couple of weeks before this shit happened for the Canadian League. He got picked up by a team out there, and it sounded like this girl was pissed at him because he wasn't taking her with her.
Right.
With him.
Right.
shit crazy,
She
bro.
couldn't.
And
She
the
couldn't
case
get in
still
on the
going.
grift.
Exactly. And it's day 8. It's day 8 of the case. Who knows? Like,
Where
now the
they
defense is
at with
calling
this?
out.
Like how much more trial do you think there's left?
I don't think there's much more left because he took the stand today. Travis took the
Right, I saw that.
Travis Rudolph took the stand.
How did
today,
he
which
do?
I don't know if that was a good idea. I think he did. I think he did okay only because the prosecutor is an idiot.
Okay.
She kind of made him look. She made herself look bad. Especially when she made it personal about the cheating. Like, damn, she got a vendetta. Like, he fucked around on her.
Yeah.
Like, she made her, and then on the top of that, when he's like, no, my brother was down by the car. She was trying to make it seem like his brother was in the opposite direction of the car and he didn't go that way. And he had to know, my brother was right by the car. My brother was right down there by the car. I went down there because my brother was down there.
Right.
So they made themselves look dumb. They have they don't know anything about, you can tell these people never been in a real world situation. Because you had them, like, they asking the mother, why didn't you go in the house and call the police from the landline? She basically like, yo, because I was shook. I was frozen. I got to see my 2 sons out here. I don't want to run in the house if something happened. You know what I mean? And she's like, I'm so shook that I can't even get the code on my phone. Right? Because, fight or flight.
Right.
Same thing with the male prosecutor when he was cross-examining his brother. Well, why didn't you go in the house if you got away and you were creating distance? Why didn't you go in the house? Because they was fighting my brother. I'm not going to go in the house and leave my brother out there to get 3-on-1 or 4-on-1.
Right.
But you could have went in the house and you could have shut the door. And he's like, but my brother was out there. I'm not going to leave my brother out there. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell they never been in a real world situations. Because also is when the prosecution would be bringing a case for this. This is crazy. To me, it's either it was lazy police work or them boys that went down there and knew somebody in the police department and they ran them some bail and made it look like Travis was the aggressor. That's what it feels like me. I'm still trying to figure out how the detective, how she ended up with them.
Yeah.
I'm like, how she end up down there at the car? She should have been on scene at his house.
And she was down there at the assailants after they fled.
At the assailant's car after they fled. Because apparently when they got to the house, they was calling for Travis to come out the house. Like, damn, how they get that nigga name that fast? Now, I don't know how it works. I don't know if a detective can respond to a 911 call with somebody, at the car. I thought that a regular officer would fucking respond to that.
Yeah.
But apparently she was the first. I think she was the first officer on scene for that. She never patted them down because you got a gunshot victim. She never patted them down to see if anybody else had any guns on them.
Right.
None of that shit. So I'm like, did somebody know somebody? Like, I don't know. All I know is this case crazy. It should have never been a case in the first place.
Yeah.
It should have been case closed.
Well, I'm glad you're covering it. Hey guys, if you want to follow this trial, make sure you follow Cornel Hotep. You see his channel on the screen right now. Go subscribe over there. He's following the trial closely. I've been watching Cornel streams daily as he's following the trial, just to try and keep myself abreast as to what's going on. But I think this is a huge battle for two-way and self-defense and stand your ground. And I wish DeSantis would say something like he said something about a dude that wasn't even in his state.
Facts.
But
Facts.
it
You
is
had the
what
dude
it
in
is.
Pensacola. You had the same dude because the same state, Pensacola, Florida, a clerk at a convenience store. 5 dudes coming there threatening his life. Said, we're going to blow them glasses off your head. Clerk was like, oh, for real? Okay, from behind the counter with the gun, sent 2 shots they way. Sheriff, black dude did it. Sheriff, you know what the sheriff said? Oh, well, from the camera footage, he feared for his life. We ain't pressing no charges.
Who was black?
Same state. The clerk that shot at the 5 dudes that threatened his life.
And
when
the
you
sheriff
watch
said,
the video, I'm like, yo, I don't know, that nigga might be in trouble. Like he went, and then the sheriff was like, nope, they threatened his life. He felt threatened. He did what he had to do. And this is in Pensacola, Florida. Palm Beach, Florida, is blue. It's more liberal.
Yeah.
So they took away his stand your ground. Now he's fighting for his life in this case. It's crazy.
Oh, so this is a blue region that Travis is dealing with.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let me get some more callers in here, y'all. I appreciate you, bro.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Cannon Hotep keeping us on up to date on that Travis Rudolph trial. That shit's sad. Rudy, I seen you trying to get in here. Go ahead, get in here. AK Kamara, welcome. New member. AK Kamara is now a member of the channel. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Make sure you check your perks. 226. Hold on, 226. Let me get 910 calling in. 226. Rudy, get in here, man. I got callers calling in, man. Damn. Hold on. Let me send y'all the voicemail real fast. Let me see. Yeah, Rudy was trying to get in here. Pause. Rudy, go ahead. Hit the line, bro.
Hello?
Rudy.
Yeah, what's going on? Jay?
I had to call you this time.
Yeah, I couldn't get through, dude. The lines is hot.
The lines is hot, bro.
Hey,
the
look,
lines is hot. What's up, man?
the
Talk to me,
lines
man.
is hot. All right, man. Listen, man. First off, shout out to Goldstein shooting nukes out there in Arizona and just nuking it, dude. Nuking it, man. He got real spicy today, man.
Yeah, he did.
And then, shout out to Cannon because, yeah, I was totally obscure what happened. I've been watching this channel, man. Yeah, that four people show up to your house to attack you, man. You should be able to blow every one of their heads off and walk back in your house and take a shit, man. That's supposed to be the American way right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the red, and like I said, like you said earlier, man, it's all about who's got the megaphone. Because this fake Italian dude bitching about burnouts in Philly. Yeah, listen, man, my old lady, man, she's straight Sicilian, man, and her dad is like, listen, her dad is that dude, and they shut down entire stretches of the interstate in Long Island to do races, man, with Lamborghinis and shit, man. So, and me personally, man, I used to, when I ride my bike when I was living in Norfolk, man, we get about 20 deep, man. We shut down the entire I-64 West and the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. Came to a complete stop, and 25 motorcycles all did a burnout, smoked that thing out, dude. So that's pussification of America right there, dude. Two examples right there. 4 people show up to your house to assault you. You shouldn't go on trial. And ripping and running in American muscle and a flamethrower is beautiful. And anybody who's bitching about it is a pussy.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I said, man, we got to put this on the Grift Report.
That shit is crazy, man. That's what man, with this Twitter, man. These crybaby, the wrong ones with the megaphone. And the thing is, Twitter's giving everybody a megaphone, man, where you put out some positive shit or some unity shit, and all you get is this bullshit. And it gets traction. It's like you said, they just want the clicks, man. Why you think they ain't talking this Travis Rudolph shit on the right? Because it might not get the clicks, man. You know what I'm saying?
Clicks,
it's not, but I mean, you should be out there defending it. The 4 people show up to your house to kick your ass. Florida, stand your ground, but that's also, like Cannon said, being Palm Beach, being blue, but that's just the left-wing ideology throughout the law schools in America, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that old crazy bitch that was up there in front of Josh Hawley with them crazy ass eyes? Remember her?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, you're being hostile to trans, you're threatening violence on transgender, asking questions like that. That's in law schools all across your great nation, which comes back to the this might be controversial, man. I don't think the federal government should give $1 to any fucking college, man. White college, black college, motherfucker. Have people pay to come in, do their thing, open up the competition. Getting federal money, Mr. Tim Scott, is you ain't a conservative talking about, well, I gave federal, fuck all of them, man. Fuck Harvard, fuck the Ivy League. Let the states handle it on a state level, man. No federal dollars to any college, period, hands down.
That's savage. That's a savage take right there.
That's a true conservative take, though, man. That's a constitutionally conservative take.
It is. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that, man. Fuck that. All right. Well, I got an issue with you today, brother.
What's that?
I got an issue with you today. Man, don't you ever call and I know, I'm not gonna tell you what to say, but man, Jay-Z, Beyonce talking about Hollywood, and you were like, gods and mortals, and everything. Man, them motherfuckers are demons, dude. Ain't nothing godlike about them.
Oh, come on, Rudy. Here we go, man.
I know you were using metaphors, man, but it'd be way better metaphor to call them a damn
Jay-Z and
demon,
Beyonce are not demons, man.
Brother, listen, man.
Give me one example of them being demons.
Jay-Z with his head, forehead to forehead, with that spear cooking cunt, Marina Abramovich. Demons. That's demons.
You got me there.
I go forward with his little OK symbol over his eye, or he's always throwing up the Illuminati symbol, which I'm back in the day, I'm a Nas guy, man. I always liked Nas more than Jay, but I always respected Jay. But the way when Jay came up, there's a point where he just cut everybody, man. He cut Dame. How you cut Dame, dude, when Dame helped you get rock to where it was, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude sold his soul, man. There's a point in time where that dude sold his fucking soul, man. Like, he may have come up in the streets, but he left the streets way behind and sold his soul. And then he's sitting there with the fucking spirit cooker with head nose to nose smiling. You know what I'm saying? And we all know what she does, man. We all know the circle she rolls in, man. So demons, man. Demons. I mean, I'm not telling you what to say, man, but if you're gonna put a metaphor, demons fuck demons, and every now and then a demon will dip into mortal. Let's put it that way. Let's not use the God term with those people anymore, man.
You got me on that one, man.
Yeah, I got you. I was like, man, don't. I mean, I understand what you were trying to say at the point you were trying to say. I 100% understood. It was just metaphorically speaking. But man, fuck them people, man.
The Marina Abramovich shit never did sit right with me, man. That never did sit right with me.
Man, come on, man. That bitch is the epitome, man. What you do? I mean, Alex put it out there. You know, Alex puts the videos of her where they're having the fake cutting up the fake bodies, and there's stories about the shit they do behind the scenes. How are you palling around? Yeah. You're from the streets of Brooklyn, remember? Yeah, Jigga man. Where's that guy at, man? Because that guy ain't hanging out with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Demons.
Future said, I still want a seat. Yeah, I got to maintain my seat at the boule table, man. I need my boule table seat, man.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Y'all fucking that up for me, man.
Hey, man, my bad, brother. My bad, man. I just want to come in and give you a shout out, man. Great appearance this Friday, man. That shit was great, man.
Thanks, bro.
And I appreciate you behind the scenes telling Kat, giving her a shout out for me, man.
Oh, no doubt, man.
Yeah, man. I thought. I mean,
she looks better in person too.
She probably does, man. But something about her voice and her takes, man. Her libertarian takes, man.
She's a beast.
I had a crush on that girl, man. I crush on her hard, man.
She's a beast.
But yeah, man, that's about it, man. And if it comes to cheating, man, let me tell you something, ladies. If you're out there and the guy's between 20 and 30, and dudes want to run them wild oats, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about settling down with a dude that's over under 30, man. Once they get over 30, you might got one with a shit to. I don't know. In my 20s, I was a dog, man. But I'll tell you what, I never cheated down. I only cheated up, man. That was my standard.
Cheat up, never cheat down.
If the girl looked better than my girl and she was throwing it my way, I'm gonna take it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Just don't cheat. Just that's the only problem with Jay is like, did you cheat backwards? You know what I'm saying? Because Beyonce's awful fine, dude. It's kind of hard to find something that tops that, man.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I mean, just once you got the top dog, how are you gonna cheat down? I don't understand it. But
yeah, it's
like
hard
I said, they're demons, so. They're demons, so we don't know what the hell they do behind the closed doors anyway. But I love you, brother, man. Shout out to everybody in the nation listening, man. Unite, man. Keep the strong dad message up, man. Burn them handles up, man, and fuck Twitter. Because that shit is so fucking divisive, man. Man, I like to slap that dude. Oh, how are we gonna let this happen in America? Well, I've done it. Like I said, the wrong whites have the microphone, man. Listen to any black folks in the chat, man. White folks calling in here, white folks following this channel. You got true allies. And I'll leave it at that, man. Hotep and Bill, brother.
Hotep and Bill, man. Damn, my boy Rudy, man.
Call from
Bash, what up, man? Ah, he hung up. We gonna get you in here, Bash. Hold on, I gotta close out this this stream here from Are we live on? No, we're not live on. Yeah, we're not live on Rumble. Let me end that. Rumble stream got struck down. COINTELPRO ain't like us talking about the Travis case. Travis Rudolph case.
Call from
Taylor Madden.
Taylor Madden on the line. Tay, what up, bro?
Happy Strong Dad June. I've got a little piece of advice that I need to follow myself for Strong Dad June.
Strong Dad June, let's get it.
That is 9 minutes of uninterrupted attention to your kids once a day will do wonders. 3 minutes when they wake up, 3 minutes when they go to bed, and three minutes when you get home from work. 9 minutes of uninterrupted attention to your kids.
Just 9 minutes. That's all it takes, huh?
Just 9 minutes.
I love that. I love that, man.
Put your phone away. 9 minutes.
I put my 9 minutes in this morning.
All right.
Baby came downstairs, asked me for the ball. I was like, all right, baby, I'll stop working. That was right around the time you texted me about the good doctor. She was
awesome.
Like, baby said, fuck all that work. I need some attention, daddy. And I was like, all right, let me give you 9 minutes. So I like that. Strong Dad June. Great advice, sir.
All right. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. It's Taylor checking there, man. Appreciate Taylor on that. That's some good ass advice. I got a couple of videos we're gonna play here. As soon as the phone calls, I think I'm gonna let one more phone call in here, maybe two. Let me look at my missed call list to see what we got in here. I think we got 2 we got to get to. Maybe 3. It's 202-596-5631. If y'all missed the call lines, get in here right now. But we're going to play this video here. Apparently, Jonathan Isaac, athlete, is saying no to woke. Hold on, here we go.
Call from
Joe.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Joe, what up, yo?
That Hotep Jesus dude. What's up, man? This is Joe.
Hotep Jesus dude.
What up, bro?
Hey, man. I got a couple things I wanted to cover with you.
What you got?
First off, I got on to you and Unc when y'all's first episode that I saw was when you went over the Jussie Smollett deal about 3-4 years ago. That was still to this date one of my most favorite episodes.
Appreciate you.
But no, yeah, man. And I've tried to give you guys some shingles, some shekels every once in a while when I can.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So anyways, here's what I want to get into. From 92 to 2022, if you think about it, with the exception of the 4 years of Trump, we've had one president. So here's the why I say that. Clinton, billions to North Korea. Bush ×2, billions to Iraq. Obese, billions to Iran, Afghanistan. And now we got Biden, billions to Ukraine. And then, of course, the first Bush got us into the first Gulf War. So they all are pretty much one of the same. They're all globalists. And, that's one of the main reasons why they had to get Trump out of there, because he's anti-war. And I can't even name a president that had 4 years, let alone 8, where he didn't get us into any foreign wars. Second thing that I wanted to cover, back in the 1880s, the Democrats, see, man, they are slick. They started teaching the kids that alcohol is bad back in the 1880s. Now, I don't drink anymore, so it doesn't matter to me. But the reason I say this is it kind of coincides with the Bud Light stuff that they're pushing today. So they started hammering home, alcohol is bad, alcohol is bad, alcohol is bad. Fast forward to 1919, women get the right to vote. What happened a year later, 1920? Prohibition. You think there's a coincidence with all that? And then, you know, the last thing is I did apply to try to get my white nationalist card and white supremacy card, but they told me that I wasn't black enough. So, you know. and I've been, I'll leave you this couple last little things here. I've been watching Gutfeld for years, and when they covered when Trump got arrested a few months ago, Tyrus, I don't know if you saw the episode, but Tyrus said that Trump was the third black president. He's got baby mamas. He's been arrested, and the DA is always fucking with him. And,
hot take.
Lastly, what's that? Go ahead.
Hot take.
Oh, yeah. So lastly, a word of advice for all the listeners. Personal defense in your house. I know Cannon covers a lot of the 2A stuff, but in my opinion, best weapon to have in your home is just a simple 12 gauge or 20 gauge loaded with some turkey load, because it ain't going to go through the walls, but yet it's going to have about 20 different bullets inside it. So literally, if you just aim for somebody's stomach, it's going to hit their stomach, neck, head, everything. Game over. And then I'm from Florida, by the way. I'm from the Tampa area, and I grew up in Polk County. Have you heard of Grady Judd, sheriff over there?
No, who's that?
Okay, he's the one that he's been on Fox a few times. He's the one that's always doing those pedophile stings, and it's covered nationwide a lot of times. Well, anyways, back in the day, he's been a sheriff for like 30-something years. Back in the day, a state trooper pulled a guy over up in Lakeland, Florida. This is like 20 years ago. Pulled him over for, I don't know, reckless driving, speeding, something. He goes up to him to go get his information. Dude pulls out his gun, puts like 3 or 4 holes in the sheriff, in the state trooper, dead immediately. He takes off foot, goes into the woods and hides. They had every agency in the area track him down. When they found him, Polk County Sheriff put like 70-something bullets in him. The next day, the media was questioning Grady Judd. They said, Sheriff Judd, why did your men shoot 70 however many times? He looked right at the media person and said, because they ran out of bullets. Best line I ever heard. Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got. I don't listen to rap much anymore, but I will leave you with this. In my opinion, Tupac and Eazy-E are tied for #1 greatest rappers ever. And by the way, they would be very pro-MAGA if they were alive today.
Hell of a take, man. I appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah, man. Keep it up. Hotep and Bill, StrongDadJune.
Yes, sir. Oh, that was a strong call right there. That's a strong caller right there. Oh, man. Got the best callers on the planet right here at this show, the Grift Report. Hold on. I think StrongDad was trying to get in here. 226.
Call from.
Yo, you want to lie with Hotep Jesus? What up, bro? Yo.
Call from.
StrongDad.
StrongDad Protocol on the line.
Hey.
What's good, my brother? How you?
Oh, I'm good. Just refinishing these cabinets.
Okay. I love it. Love to hear it.
That's right. Got to get that work in.
Yes, sir.
So, first of all, I just want to say that I think that this, what's going on with the right, I don't even know if this is a political thing. I think this is a masculine issue. Why do I feel like, and I might be wrong on this take, but I feel like the women of the right go harder than the men. I mean,
oh man,
I feel like Marjorie be going full nigga in comparison to the rest of these dudes. Like, I don't know. So
that's a hell of a take. I never thought about it like that.
I mean, think about it. Even on the right or on the left, you have the women. They push the women forward. The women make the narrative, and the men just step in line. They Mark Lamont Hill it and get cucked out. But on the right side, it just seems like they've adopted that same exact mentality, but the women are just, more harshly conservative. Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's a masculinity issue, honestly. I fare weak as fuck nowadays, and we're seeing it You know, it bled all the way into the place where men were supposed to be the toughest. I've always seen it like that. You know, like I've always seen like the dudes on the right seem tougher. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I like that take. That makes sense because I thought it was the grift, but it could definitely be some feminization of the male.
I feel like it is. I feel like not enough men just aren't strong like they should be nowadays.
Not enough StrongDadJune.
That's right. They're too busy worrying about like Bud Light cans and Target and shit like that. I mean, honestly, it's like you can boycott something and never talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I have never worn a pair of Nikes in my life. I don't like Nikes. I've never liked Nikes, and I've never had to campaign on it. I just don't shop. I don't buy them. You know what I'm saying? I don't put them on my daughter. I don't buy them for my friends. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all you got to do. Men are supposed to be about action. That's what we're supposed to be about, is action. So
correct.
That's that right there. I am glad that Rudy said what he said. Rudy, motherfucker, you are right. Jay-Z and Beyonce are demons, my brother. Yes, they are. I personally, I think most celebrities have a little bit of demon in them. You know what I mean? You can't reach that level of stardom without giving up some sort of moral compass, like without bending to some sort of will. They have God level fame. You don't get that by being a moral person. It just doesn't work that way. They'll kill you before you get that famous. Look what they did to Jesus. Come on now. They're not finna. I just personally.
Look what they did to Jamie Foxx.
Exactly. Look what they tried to do to Dave Chappelle. I just feel I don't like them. But I will say this. If you are a man of Jay-Z's stature, it makes sense that you might cheat. It makes sense.
Right.
My thing is this. How many niggas out there are of Jay-Z's stature? Y'all out here can barely satisfy the woman you got. You working hard as hell to pay your bills, and you talking about it just don't make no sense to me. Especially, listen, if you're trying to build a family, you need somebody you can trust at home. And she needs to be able to trust you. These women, real women, ain't trying to be led by no nigga that's sticking it in everybody. They're trying to be led by somebody that stand up. Now, there are exceptions, you know what I'm saying? But like I said again, we not Nick Cannon. I'm not Nick Cannon, man. You know what I'm saying? I got work to do. If you're out there providing for your family, if you're actually out there providing and hustling and being the leader, how much time do you really have to do that, man? I get home and I'm like, whew, I'm tired. I'm glad I got the woman I love sitting right there by my side. This woman did everything to build for me. And I come from a family, a large one on the East Coast, of very successful relationships. And the only reason they were successful is because they had each other's back 100%. Now, you can, there is an argument to be made for cheating. But to me, that argument is like it's a manosphere argument. I don't necessarily vibe with it, and I don't think that most men can actually step up to that level of value or step up to the plate or whatever, psychology around that is. Honestly, man, and it also comes down to this to me. If you are, in fact, an upright man, then you have more fidelity and more self-control than others. And this is about self-control and fidelity. I see a lot of women out there look finer than my wife, and I don't even bat an eye at them because my wife, when I lost my job, she said, baby, we got this. She said, baby, she wasn't even my wife yet, and I lost my job. She said, we got this. She helped me. She helped me build my brand so that I can provide for her. Ain't no stops gonna do that. Most women who are okay with cheating, they not that type of woman. They're not that type of woman. That's why we had the show Cheaters. That's why we had Jerry Springer. Like this stuff existed because the common man is not the rich man. And the rich man is not the common man. Jay-Z he might not be able to find another Beyonce, but once he even touches Beyonce's loins, his brand went up. He could go anywhere he wants after that. His brand is still hot.
Yeah.
It's not the same way for the average dude out here, or for the dude who's above average but still in the average world. It's just not that same way. That's a personal belief. Other people can disagree, and you're free to disagree. I don't care. and that's what I got.
Yo, strong call, man. I appreciate you, bro. Strong Dad Protocol on the check-in, y'all.
Appreciate it. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Oh, man. Phone lines is closed, man. Phone lines is closed. I ain't got it in me today, man. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. Hold on. We got to play this. We got to play a couple of videos real quick before we get out of here. Oh, let's hear from Sticks. Sticks wants to weigh in on Pence. Let's see what Sticks got to say on Pence. Let's see here.
All right, everyone, we do have breaking news from within the last half hour. Mike Pence has filed the paperwork necessary to run for the GOP nomination for the 24th presidency in the United States. His chance is effectively zero. It is a two-man race. Now, it is between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. DeSantis has had some problems, even post-launch. Donald Trump is 30 points ahead. The odds of him not getting the nomination are fairly slim. It's a possibility of a health problem. There's certainly the possibility of being nullified in his ability to run, in which case the Republicans will lose the election. The Uniparty is fine with that, by the way, which is why it may happen. Mike Pence, based on his cringy pre-launch the other day, denouncing populism and then riding on his motor scooter, yeah, not a good look. It's just not going to happen, Mike. That's about all. Peace out.
That's a good take. That's a good take. Let's go here. Let's see what everybody's up in an uproar about this video. Jonathan Isaac. This just look like some PragerU propaganda here. Let's take a look and see what they're talking about.
Easy to see coming. Hollywood going woke was pretty easy to see coming. But what happened next, no one expected. Sports went woke. See that guy standing while everyone else is...
Now remember, we talked about in the beginning of this episode, that's not what woke means, but it's been co-opted and we lost the term and now it means this bullshit. Anyway, let's go.
Kneeling? That's Jonathan Isaac. He plays for the Orlando Magic in the NBA. He also happened to be one of the few NBA players who publicly expressed discomfort with supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. This all came to a head when the players on his team decided to collectively kneel during the national anthem. So he did what he felt was right. He stood. Now, Jonathan is launching his own apparel company called Unite Us, in hopes of bringing people together over love of God and country.
Unite Us is a sports and apparel company, and the basis of it for me is freedom. You have companies that are in that field who have made a conscious decision to
I hate freedom as a call to action because there's no such thing as freedom. Freedom is born from power. So if you're not talking about power, you're not going to get freedom. But I still feel what he's saying. Go ahead. I don't really expect the most intellectual things to come from basketball players, but let's hear him out.
Attack or undermine Christian values, conservative values and things like that. And I think that they have the free choice to do so, as much as I disagree. But I feel that we also have a freedom to create what we want to create.
Left to right, show me what you moving like. Feeling right, keep it moving side to side.
The hope is to be able to sign athletes across all different sports and to create a real infrastructure of people who are in the sports world, moms and dads who want to buy their kids sneakers and clothes, but want to give their money to a company that they know is going to work towards bolstering their values.
Ready to go, up in the way, moving the tide, starting the way.
We can be proud of what we believe in. We don't have to hide or be ashamed of it. As the day continues to get, darker and darker and crazier, you standing up for what you believe in is only going to get harder but it's only going to become more and more necessary.
Roll the dice. Oh, you wanna try? Left to right. Hey, it's time to slide. Hey, one time. Hey, two times. Hey, oh my. Keep it moving side to side.
But it didn't end in sports.
I agree with what he said right here.
Something we believe in. You know, we don't have to hide or be ashamed of it. As the day continues to get, you know, darker and darker and crazier, you standing up for what you believe in is only going to get harder, but it's only going to become more and more necessary.
I agree with that. Standing what you believe in is only going to get harder, but, you know, much more necessary. I agree with that. That's a strong take coming from this gentleman. Shout out to that good PragerU propaganda. You know, sometimes people hear me say propaganda and they think negative. Sometimes propaganda is positive, right? It works in our favor. But there's all types of different forms of propaganda. So yeah. Make sure you take advantage of your Master Focus discount, 30% off. Link is in the description box below. It's exclusive for our YouTubers here. All you gotta do is hit the link. It applies the discount automatically. I'm Hotep Jesus. It's been another wonderful cast. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for another episode of the Grift Report. Hotep and Bill.
Most of you will be replaced by AI, but it doesn't have to be this way. You can become AI resistant, but you will need to outperform the machines. You may not think this is possible, but it is. The infiniteness of human consciousness is more infinite than the power of the machine. You may not know how to tap into this power, but we do, and we will show you how. Join us in this journey to make the machine our servant.